Okay, all right. Hold on, folks. Hold on. Just a minute. There we go. Okay. There we go. All right. This is just a follow up thing. Uh, we went live the other night, and DKG Custom came in, and Scott Grove came in. If you would like to join me, what you need to do is you need to search Ed Dana on Facebook and send me a message, and I will send you a link. I'll send y'all a link. And if you're here, say hello. We hope to be doing more live stuff. That was a lot of fun the other night with Scott. Like I said, I was trying to bait this First Amendment auditor guy who's a real tool. I mean, this guy is a real tool, and uh, he had rage quit. He had rage quit a stream that another YouTuber was holding with him, and I was trying to bait him into a stream, and he wouldn't bite. Well, next thing I know, DKG Custom pops in, and then Scott popped in, and then I didn't shut the stream down correctly, and it ran for 10 hours. It ran for 12 hours. Like, I went to bed, I got up the next morning, messed around. I finally came in here, looked, and saw that this thing was running, and was like, oh my God. So I had to make it private and chop parts out and post them on my channel, which I'm glad I did. And what I would encourage you to do if you want to see the last hour is to go over to my Patreon and sign up for $1. You can quit after a month, and you can watch that last hour of me and Scott chatting. And that would be great. That would be great. But I don't know how many people we'll get around here tonight, if we'll get any at all. Squire, you want to come in? If you wanted to come in, you certainly could. I'd like to get somebody in. Somebody to chat with. I wonder how I can share. How do you share screen? Oh, there we go. Okay, let me close these. Close that. You're on a tablet. I think tablets work. But what our plan is to get a regular live thing going. Q&A with Dr. Groovy and some other people. There's actually a lot of people I'd like to uh, interview from the old days. And that will also kind of help kick off. Hey, Bronze Snake, how you doing? That'll help kick off that Six String Planet thing that I never did anything with, because like it's hard enough to keep one channel going, let alone get another channel going, if you know what I mean. And get content for that. It's hard enough to get content for one, let alone content for two or more. Okay, I'm just looking around, seeing what's up. What's the weather like up there in Canada, Jack? It started to be spring here and then just jumped right back to winter. Like a big fake out. Go, Squire, what's your idea? We can talk about that a little bit. That's something I'm dearly into. Tomorrow I will be making homemade stuffing for the chicken that we are going to roast, a whole chicken. The Sunday chicken. It's warming up. Good for you. You're just, I'm interested in how many people are interested in seeing us do crazy, insane, off the rails, over the top, losing our mind on live stream YouTube. The Epiphone, you know what Epiphone that is. It's the uh, Epiphone Les Paul Special in TV yellow. That's what that is. Budget Gourmet. You have to cook a meal for under a certain amount of money. Now, I'll tell you what, that falls right in line. Vintage, okay. Under $20. Are you kidding? I'm talking $5. When you stir fry, and say you stir fry for two people, you'll use like 8 ounces of chicken breast, 1 carrot, a half a stick of celery, a few slices of pepper, a couple fresh white button mushrooms, a slice of onion. That and you end up with a lot of food. Now, depending on whether you put it on like Chinese noodles, the Chungking type crispy noodles, or you use fried rice, or you end up actually making a meal for like $2 or $3, maybe even less. It's insane, and it stretches the food out. You actually, if you go the stir frying route, you have to be kind of careful, because like you can buy too much produce and it'll go bad on you if you don't find ways to use it up. So but that is an excellent idea. That is an excellent, yeah, show the shopping and everything. That is an excellent idea. I will seriously consider. Yeah, in the Food Ninja. Yeah, but I've got the Instant Pot, the Magellan air fryer lid for the Instant Pot. I've got an air fryer. I got a George Foreman grill. We've got the crock pot, and I actually found that my and we bought. I got new pots and pans. I got Cuisinart stainless steel pots and pans, and I found that I actually like cooking in the pans a lot. It took me a while, and of course the grill. It all started with me out in the summertime on the grill, grilling every night and grilling on the grill. So it started there, and then when the wintertime came in, it moved to the Instant Pot. And but the wok is absolutely the most creative and most fun for me. And I love cooking in the wok. I really enjoy cooking in the wok. I got to keep checking my email. Linda makes good pizza dough, but she's got a bread maker. So that's kind of cool. And she can make all kinds of bread, all kinds of dough. And of course, she's also really good at just making dough, mixing flour and the ingredients and stuff. And yeah, the George Foreman. That was a World War II veteran. He grilled key ripes. Uh, Cooking, became my new hobby, and I was afraid that like I had displaced Linda in the kitchen, and she's like, "Oh no, I'm fine. I'm fine with it. I've been cooking for 60 years. That you don't have to worry about hurting my feelings. You just go right ahead and knock yourself out." So I think she's good with it. But how many of you guys saw it the other night when Scott was actually in here live? How many of you saw it when he was here live? Oh, grilled your brother and I. Okay. Yeah, stone pizza oven would be cool. Yeah, Bronze Snake was here when Scott came in, and I was totally shocked because we've been trying to get him for like 10 years, and I think he was just reluctant to do it. But he knows me and Duncan well enough now that he knows that we weren't going to do anything crazy. Hey, Johnny Kramer, how you doing? He saw him fell asleep. Well, like I said, dummy me didn't shut it down right in StreamYard, which I got to make sure I do tonight. And the damn stream ran for 10 hours. It was ridiculous. And I don't know if it's because I didn't shut it down in YouTube or what I didn't do. Yeah, Scott just shows you where to put your fingers and when to bend the note, and he'll tell you what the notes are. But he never gets into this is a Lydian or Mixophrygian or a E flat demolished or any of that shit. He doesn't get into that. Now he posted 4 videos yesterday, late last night. He's probably working on more tonight. Of Q&A, Ask Scott Anything. It was literally 4 hours of him answering questions. And I'd say I watched 80% of it. And, just him reading off questions that people had shot at him. I had 1 or 2 of the old school trolls show up in my comments on my channel, which I didn't publish their comments. They'll never make it. They'll never make it. I should just probably publish them and let them have their 10 seconds of glory. But they're just doing it out of they hate to see anybody do anything. These trolls, they have this super desire to watch other people fail. Yeah, you woke up the next day and it was still live. It went on for like, I don't know, 10 or 12 hours. And I had to take that down and go in and record sections of the video. And like I said, the last hour of it, which is just me and Scott chatting, is on my Patreon that you can see for $1. And then after $1, you can cancel out, or you can hang around for a month or 2 and see what I put up. Yeah, I've only got 2 Patreons over there. If I got more, I'd put more stuff over there, which I need to put more stuff over there anyway. But there's enough on there that, if somebody joined my Patreon, they'd have videos to look at that nobody else has seen. And there are full sets of my last few gigs of my band up. So you can see that, good, bad, or indifferent. Oh, yeah, there's a lot of mean-spirited people out there. Oh, yeah, I remember one video where Scott said anybody that comments gets blocked. Well, he certainly went through his days of trolling. Back in about 2016, 2017 or something, my channel went almost silent because of that. And I kind of handled it badly. I just waited them out, but I won. But yeah, it was sad about Rick. And there are so many that another good friend of mine just died last week. He was 60 years old and a brain aneurysm. That can happen to any of us at any time. Our days are numbered, man. We need to have fun while we can. Oh, yeah, out with the old and in with the new. No, I don't say that anymore. I kind of wore that out, and it was like the Larry, Daryl, and Cheryl band name. I didn't want to. I didn't want. I was conflicted about it, but we wanted to go in a new direction, and so if we'd kept that name, the local connotation to what kind of music that band played carried over. So we had to change the name. ADHD Sharp. Oh, Michael B. How you doing, Michael? I enjoyed your little animations there, Michael. Those must take forever. I don't know how you're doing the sketching. If you're doing them by hand or if you're doing them digitally, I couldn't really tell. It could have been done either way. But that's an entertaining kind of medium. Yeah, well, it was either John Lennon or Paul McCartney, Bronze Snake, that said it. Michael B, last year or so, you were posting some really good videos of your band playing. Are you still with that band? That was some good stuff on iPad. Yeah, the iPad, because like Linda's got two iPad Pros and they got the pencil, and you can actually sketch. That is really cool. I don't mess with her stuff though. I don't touch her. I don't touch her electronics. Those are hers. Got booted out of the band. Well, that happens. Why would you do have an opinion? I know how that goes. Dave's Guitar Channel is live with AM Station. That's why Fred, my drummer, he's like one of my oldest and best friends. And musically, we've got an understanding that it just works. So then you put Linda in the mix. So now I'm playing with my wife, and I have said it over and over. If Linda doesn't play, I won't play either. For the most part, I mean, there are situations where I'll go fill in with another band or whatever. But if I'm going to be active in a band and as a musician, it's going to be with Linda, no other bass player. And yeah, Fred's more than a solid drummer. Fred is an incredible drummer. You just don't always see it. And our Fred and Linda actually went to school together. And though they're on break, okay, Johnny. They went. I mean, they went to elementary school all the way up through high school together. So they've known each other even longer than I've known Fred or Linda. Fred and Linda have known each other longer than I've known my wife or than I've known Fred. So the connection is so tight that even Fred has said at times that, well, if you guys aren't going to play it, I'm not going to play either, which I'm sure that at some point he'd go, hey, I'm going to go do something just because he's that kind of guy. He's going to want to play. But so there is no band drama. If we're doing something and one of us throws our arms up and go, this isn't working, the other two just go, hey, all right. Okay, yeah, we'll move on. We'll do something else. And it's never it's never an issue. It's just, that's the way it works. If somebody's not happy and it's not working for them, we just end that and do something else. There are plenty of songs and stuff that you can play in a band that if you're struggling with something, get rid of it. Dump it. Come on, phone. What are you doing to me? Just got to see if I need to plug my phone in, and I don't. Peanut butter and jam. Jam up and jelly tight. Ooh, my mama, baby, you were out of sight. I was listening to the radio today, and that song, Cinnamon, let me in. Oh, and what's that chorus? Ooh la 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 la. Ooh la la la. And I've always hated the song Cinnamon Girl. And just because I don't like the song Cinnamon Girl for some reason. I've had to play it in bands and it nobody ever played it right. And I just like I hate this song. And I looked at Linda and I go, there's never been a good song with the word cinnamon in it. Cinnamon. Cinnamon, let me in. But I'll come up with songs that I want to play, and Linda will just look at me and go like, "Oh Lord," We do that all the time, Squire, and not a new hit like, but we try to play a new song for the band all the time that we normally don't always do. And we're always, especially lately, we have gone over so many songs that we go to practice and we stand around and look at each other and go, what the hell are we going to play? I mean, the list is so big of stuff we've gone over, and we got to start picking out the stuff that, that we want to keep and that we want to do. And Bronze Snake, I have no idea. It might be 200. I'll tell you who seems to be an endless pool of song knowledge is my brother. He's 8 years older than me, and he'll go on forever. Song after song after song after song. And a lot of the stuff I play, you've heard, but there's a lot of stuff that I play that you haven't heard. I got a hangnail, man. That sucks. Yeah, he lives close, but he travels. We live in Northeast Ohio, and his kids are down around the Akron, Canton area, and he goes down there and babysits for them and does stuff with them and helps his son. His son is a SWAT cop, but he's also got a side business, construction business that my brother goes and works. And he's 70 years old and he still goes and works. And his daughter is a speech pathologist. And he'll go, and her husband, his son-in-law, is a professor at Kent State University, a math professor. And he'll go down there and babysit and stay with his grandson while they get little getaways and go on little vacations and stuff. And then every now and then he gets stuck dog watching. He even does it for me sometimes. Not yet, Tim. Too cold. Linda's got dill, peppers, and parsley and something else started here in the house. And she desperately needs to get that stuff separated out. And it ain't going in the ground yet. So we're going to have to get bigger pots or something and spread the stuff out, because she started them in these little pots in a room under a light. Oh, yeah. Well, I ran away from home and I hitchhiked from Ashtabula, Ohio to Boston, Massachusetts, and went to my brother's house. And so he said, well, since you're here, the guitar, he was the bass player in a band, country band. He says the guitar player is quitting because he's going on the road. He works on the railroad and he's going to work in another state. And so you're going to be the bass player and I'm going to go back to guitar. And we switched. And I had to learn, like, in the spot of a week or so, I had to learn 40 songs on the bass, country songs. This was back in 1977. 40 country songs to play in my brother's band. And I did that. We did that for close to a year. And the story about putting the stuff in the pickup truck and getting on the Long Island ferry and going to Long Island and getting all this shit rained on in the back of an open Ford F-100 pickup. And my wisdom teeth got impacted and I had to have surgery, and I had to come home because I was on my parents' insurance, and I had to get my wisdom teeth pulled. And so then I was just home after that. Yeah, the root and fifth, but actually the biggest thing I learned is a lot of the songs had to go. And I had to learn. Hey, Dwight, how you doing? I had to learn how to play like that, because that's what a lot of the songs that he did. I can't even remember a lot of the titles. I know we did 6 Days on the Road. We did Looking at the World Through a Windshield. We did, oh God, what did we do? Mountain of Love. We did some Skynyrd. We did 3 Steps. I remember doing that. We did You Never Even Call Me by My Name. But I'll hang around as long as you will let me. You know the one. Well, it was all that I could do to keep from crying. Times it seems so useless to remain. You're the one that always tried to change me. That is why I'll always stay the same. Well, I was drunk the day my mom got out of prison, and I went to pick her up in the driving rain. But before I could get to the station in my beat-up pickup truck, she got ran over by some damned old train. Oh, but I'll hang around as long as you will let me, 'cause stuff like that. And that was 15151515. King of the Road, I used to do that with Rick, with our late singer sang it. Trailer for sale or rent. That's the perfect country song, buddy. That's the one. That's the one. If you play backwards, you get your wife back, your dog back, and your truck back. My brother used to do a really good job singing Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain. You know, I still need to get it. He never got it converted. Last year, my neighbor brought a video of me and him playing in a rock band in 1986 on a VCR tape, VHS or whatever. And it was freaking amazing. But the only way I had to grab the recording was to put it on the TV, the little TV that he gave me with a VHS player in it, and point my camera at it. And it came out for shit. And he's supposed to get that bumped down digitally to DVD for us. I got to get on him about that because it was actually amazing the stuff we were playing. We were playing AC/DC, the Stones, Aerosmith. It was amazing the stuff we were doing. I got cigarettes. I need to quit. I don't smoke until I come back here at night. I go all day almost without smoking. If I leave the house, I'll smoke one. When I get in the car and I'm driving, I'll smoke one going down the road when I first get in the car. And then, you know, I come home, I cook dinner, and then I go to the couch and I take my medications and it knocks me out for an hour. And I wake up and then I don't get back here until like 10 o'clock at night. So, but Squire saw it. We just got done doing a test. You know, the way he has it set up, man, it's like there's a learning curve there for me, buddy, because I don't know what the hell he's doing. You know, I know how to launch it off with OBS into YouTube, capture the stream, or I know how to do it with StreamYard here, but that's about it. Any of you guys that want to come in here, if you shoot me a message on Facebook, I'll give you the link. Or email me at eddanaguitarlessons@gmail.com. Or join my Patreon. Not anymore, Bronze Snake. I am now eligible to collect Social Security, and I'm going to do that right away because there's no sense waiting. I don't need to work. Yeah, I work. We play in a band. Play in a band. Oh, I make $200 a year on YouTube. What? And I have to, once again, guys like Squire Telecaster, uh, DKG Custom, and a few other people. When it was, I didn't know what turn life was going to take. You guys came through for me, and I am forever indebted, and I need to repay some of that at some point, because there was a time where things were pretty desperate. And they were never desperate to the point of ruin, because we had Linda's mother, and she was going to take care of her daughter regardless. No, Detroit, there's no sense in waiting, because you could not be here tomorrow. And I've actually, I don't know why I haven't, well, because today's Saturday and I can't do anything about it. But I need to right away. I need to make an appointment up at the Social Security office and just get it underway, because I'm eligible and it's time to get it. I'm 62. There's no point waiting. You die. And then right. Exactly. And to start, if you collect now, you could end up, yeah, you need to do it now. I need to do it now. Michael, if you shoot me a message on Facebook, I'll give you the link. You put a little tribute to somebody on today, and I don't know if it was your actual brother or just a general brother. Record, I don't know if you heard me. I said if you shoot me a message on Facebook, I'll send you the link. All right, it's all cool. Was it your actual brother? I mean, sorry, I'm really, really sorry, whoever it was. I know what it's like. It's too many going lately. Yeah. Well, it might help you take your mind off things a little bit, but yeah, it's up to you. Just last week, a guitar player, a good friend of mine, I got a message that they life flighted him to Cleveland. He had a brain aneurysm, and the next day, was the announcement. Just Oh dear. Okay. Yeah. Wow. I know all about hospice. So, Record, what did you think about that chat with Scott Grove? Was that wild or what? He's a hard guy to nail down, man. Yeah, only 51. Geez, that's rough. Yeah, I know way too much about cancer. I know just enough about it to hate it. So who was saying that Dave was on break, AM station was on break? Or I wonder if they're back playing yet. Dwight, if you're in here, you can find me on Facebook. No, Scott was always a good guy to me too. He actually offered once in better days. He sent me a message saying that he would drive. Janet, how you doing? God bless you, woman. He said he would drive from Nevada to Ohio to play with my band for a weekend. But I had to put him up, and I had nowhere to put him. I don't know if he was serious. He knew I wouldn't be able to do it. Hey, Gil, what's up? Yeah, I haven't heard from DB. I don't know what's going on there. And I don't know what goes on with that wacky freaking new Genesis. Evil woman. Da, 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 da. Yeah, Bruce goes live all the time. He actually popped in and said hi the other night while we had Scott, and he didn't hang around though, or at least he didn't say much. He just said hi and how's it going, and that was about it. Oh, stomach virus. All right, Jack, you've got to send me a message on Facebook. Ed Dana, you can't miss it. Man, stomach viruses are rough. I haven't had one of those in years. I don't want one. I don't want. putting my parrots to bed. Yeah, I saw that, Gil. Scott mentioning it. Midnight at the Oasis. Put your parrot to bed. I know a guy that had a parrot, and that thing was so loud. Just got a message from Scott. Hold on. I'm messaging Scott. See what happens here. He might jump in. Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry about that. I'm paying attention. Pay attention. Wings of Pegasus. I watch him sometimes. That Rick Beato thing that you sent me, Janet. Yeah, I watched that. I watched it when he did it. That I like Rick. Sometimes though, he just goes so far over my head that I can't watch. But when he does other stuff like that and what makes a song great and why songs are great and stuff and why he likes stuff, I like that. But when he starts digging into his theory stuff, I'm just like, oh boy, way too much. Oh yeah, Rick's a pro. He sold out some theater on Broadway there a week or so ago doing a seminar. It was sold out in New York City. But Wings of Pegasus, he'll dissect stuff, which is kind of cool sometimes. Okay, you guys, get ready. How you doing, Scott?
Doing good, my man. Yourself?
Doing good. If you've got a YouTube, okay, I don't hear anything. Well, I hear a little bit. If you've got the YouTube window open, make sure that one's muted.
Okay, let's see.
So you can look at the StreamYard window and the YouTube window. You can have them both open, but you got to mute the YouTube one. So just go down and mute the video. Say something.
Okay, everything's off and muted.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, you got me now?
I sure do.
Okay.
Sure do. Say hello to the folks.
How you doing? Wherever the folks are at. I can't see them over there. Wait,
Well,
I got it. I've got it.
You got it. All right. Okay. Yeah, Duncan set it up and we did a test run.
Uh-huh.
He's got to tweak it a little bit because like there was a long delay between the streaming software and then the YouTube feed. So there was like a 15-second delay between the two.
Oh, lovely.
And I was like, well, that doesn't really, what the hell does that matter to me? Well, he goes, well, it matters to me. I don't want that. I want them milliseconds. I said, all right, well, you tweak it however you want. So he said he'd get together. Yeah, well, I'm a tweaker. So
exactly.
he said he'd get together with us and show us how to do it. So I said, okay, whenever you're ready.
I'm getting hopped up.
Rockstar.
Yeah.
Back in the 80s, it was the late 80s, 88, 89, 90. The drummer that I've played with for since I was like 22 years old, it's been Fred most of the time. We played in a band when I was in college. And he would buy that Rockstar at a store called Big Lots.
Oh, yeah.
And that was the only place that carried it. And I was like, what is that crap? He goes, whoa, it's Rockstar, And the rest of us, we're swilling down, Bud Light and
sure,
drinking all the beer, and he'd have his Rockstar, and he'd do after every set, he'd do a shot of mezcal.
Holy crap!
And drink his Rockstar, but then Rockstar like became a popular thing. And then the other thing every once in a while he would have was Jolt Cola. Oh. It was like all the sugar and twice the caffeine.
Yeah.
This stuff was crazy. I was like, this stuff's awful, man. Jeez. that was hilarious.
I remember that. I forgot about it. Who all you got over here?
Say what?
I'm looking at all who's over here.
Detroit Wrecker.
Really? There's that,
Gil Lamb, Squire Telecaster, Bronze Snake.
Wow.
Tim Fergal.
I've heard from a few of them since I posted those new videos last night.
Yeah. I had to sit through all those, Scott.
Oh, you actually did?
I had to sit through all those. Yeah, well, yeah, I did. I think the last one, the fourth one, about halfway through, I finally turned it off. I was like, I get the picture, but
I get it. Yeah, I've actually before.
No, I would have watched them anyway if you posted them. I usually watch, even if I don't get through the whole hour video. I'll get through it. I'll get through it in a day or two because I'll go back and pick up where I left off. Because if you go back and click on it, it usually just starts where you bailed off.
Right.
You just finish watching. And but that stream that we did the other night, I didn't shut it down right somehow.
I saw that. It was on for another 7 hours.
13 hours, it's like so. I made that private, and then I downloaded sections of it and just posted them as separate videos.
Yeah,
I figured, well, I hope you didn't mind, you know. And
no, I had saw that it was still showing up. Whenever I would just click YouTube and just let it, show me what it's going to show me, and then that would always pop up, and
I
then
was,
I'd go ahead and go in and see what's going on. They're like, Ed, Ed, where you at?
I was sawing
Deepest
logs.
son of a bitch, exactly.
I was sawing logs, man. I was out cold.
Oh man, you poor thing. So what did you do today?
Cooked.
It was worth the crap. Oh, cooking.
Yeah. Uh, we actually we did an errand thing. Uh, our mornings are really slow, and so once we got going, we left. We went out for a while, and we went to well, a drugstore, but it's more like a shopping center. This drugstore, it's a drug mart. It's
Oh, sweet.
Hastings Medical, and
Your needs facilitate an entire mart, huh?
well, they got everything. They got produce, they got meat, they've got clothes. I bought 2 new shirts at Drug Mart. You know, it's like, we had to get bird food. We went out because we needed bird food, and we ended up with like a trunk load of stuff.
That's funny. You come for the drugs and stay for the shirts.
I came home and I made Linda had said last night. She goes, "Well, since we don't have to, we don't have any appointments or anything tomorrow. We can have breakfast." Well, she's not a breakfast person in the first place, so breakfast for her is like 3 in the afternoon. Right. So I'll tell you what. Today, instead, I'll make homemade hash browns, and I had bought some sausage link breakfast sausage the other day. I said, right, we'll cook that, and we'll just have a real big breakfast for dinner. So that's what we did. And making those homemade hash browns, it's really messy because you got to shred the potatoes and you got to rinse them in water and dry them in a towel and rinse them and dry them, and it's a pain in the ass. But if you want hash browns, I won't eat those frozen ones. I won't buy them. I'll just shred up a potato before I do that.
Right.
So that's my channel has become 90% Ed screwing around in the kitchen anymore. So.
Sure. I had seen one. I watched one last night. It was a video of you guys practicing, and then some cooking, and then some practicing, and then some cooking, all in one video. It's like, well, if I want to see the band play, it's like I got to scroll forward, and okay, there they are again.
Yep.
That was great.
That guy, the drummer Fred, like I said, I started playing with him when I was 22 years old, and I'm 62. That's 40 years.
Wow.
That's 40 years. And I was talking about that earlier tonight. The reason this works is like after Linda taught herself to play the bass, basically. I mean, I helped her, but I can't take really much credit because you can't force somebody to do something. Uh-huh. They got it. If they want to do it, they'll learn to do it, and she did.
Yeah.
And once we got to the point where she was actually playing, and I had a friend who he's still my friend, but like I can take him for 10 minutes. Okay. And then it's like, okay, the visit's done. I've heard everything you have to say.
Sure.
I was playing in bands with him, and we had a different drummer at the time, not Fred, because he was still working. I had another guy, and it was me and him and Linda and this guy Bobby, who I had played in country bands with before that. He came over and like inserted himself into the band.
Okay. And you scared me there for a second.
And the drummer was kind of like, "What are you doing, man?" And I'm like, "Well, he sings country real well. He was a terrible rhythm player, but I said, it'll work out. It'll be all right. Well, he couldn't control his drinking on stage. And what we had to do, we literally had to break the band up.
Well, damn it, Yoko.
Yeah, you know, and so what he did is he got really, 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 really drunk, and he had all of his equipment. Well, he also worked at this bar. He was a part-time bartender. He had all of his equipment in his Ford Explorer, a PA system and everything. And he was in the bar bragging about his band and all his equipment that he had. And somehow he left the bar with all his equipment left in that Explorer, all except his Nashville Telecaster, which miraculously was not in the Explorer. And he said, I swore that I hit the key thing to lock the Explorer, but I must have unlocked it. And he came back the next day and all his equipment was gone.
Sure.
And he called me up and told me, and I looked at Lynn and I go, motherfucker got his shit ripped off so he can turn it in on insurance and buy new shit. I know what he did. And I said, that's our out.
Right.
I'll just tell him we're done. Well, we're done then, Bob.
Right.
That's it. Oh, no, I'm going to buy new stuff. I go, don't. Because if you do, you're doing it for somebody else. You're not doing it for us because we're done.
Right.
And so that's when I hired Rick to sing. Well, the other drummer didn't like Rick because the other drummer was really weird. He lived in his mother's basement. He never had a job in his whole life. I had to buy him clothes. I had to buy him shoes. I had to buy him a drum set. He would stay here and we would feed him. We'd have to go, Wally, take a bath. Wally, take a bath. It literally, but he could drum and sing. Right. And he was willing to practice 5 or 6 hours at a time. He didn't give a shit. He would sit there and play because he had nowhere to go and nothing to do. Yep. And that's how we got Linda going. Well, he called me. I called him. He had told me, he goes, I can't ride with Rick anymore. I go, what do you mean you can't ride with Rick anymore? He goes, he likes to talk. What? He wants to talk. He goes, and every time we get a good applause, he turns around and he wants me to fist bump or high five. I go, Wally, he played football. He boxed Golden Gloves. He was a basketball player, a baseball player. He was a team sport guy. That's in him. That, hey, for the team when you do good. It's like scoring a touchdown or a basket for him. Well, I don't like it. I don't like that stuff. I don't like that. And I'm like,
so Detroit Wrecker friend, the things we do for drummers.
So we had a weekend coming up, and I bought him a cell phone, a track phone, so that I could get a hold of him when he wasn't staying here and he was in his mom's basement.
Yeah, you need to get him one of them ankle bracelets, like when you're on home arrest. House arrest.
I had to give him a room.
Wow.
He ruined my couch sleeping on it. We had to buy a new couch. But anyway,
boy, he keeps
I give him this track phone. I get him this track phone. We get him a track phone. And he was putting his own minutes on it because he was making more money with the band than he had ever freaking seen in 20 years. He had not made that kind of money. We were playing 5 nights a week sometimes 2 times a day. In the summer, it was crazy. He's not, I'm going, look, we got to play tomorrow night. He's not calling me back. I finally go, Wally, you need to text me immediately. We got to play tomorrow afternoon. He texts me back. He goes, some bullshit. The end of it was, get rid of Rick or get another drummer. And I texted him back. I said, don't go there. Don't go there, Wally. One phone call. I called Fred up. I said, hey, Fred, I need a drummer tomorrow. Can you play? He goes, yeah, man, I'm off work. I hurt my neck. He goes, he worked for the power company. He was a lineman on telephone poles. He
The
goes,
Wichita lineman.
yeah, well, no, the Ohio lineman, but he goes, I'm out on medical thing. He goes, yeah, I'll come play. Never look back.
Sure.
And I told Wally, I said, dude, I didn't want to do that, but you stuck me. I couldn't risk you not showing up and standing there at the lodge. This is a big deal. It was a lodge and a resort. I said, I can't walk in there and be looking like a dummy because you didn't show up and I don't have a drummer. You know, I can't risk that. And
Yeah.
Fred stepped in and we never looked back. And I took all Wally's belongings that he had here at my house and I put them in my driveway and I called him up and I said, come and get your stuff. If you don't come and get it, it's going out for the garbage. Because
you should have put all his stuff in that one guy's truck so it all gets stolen.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Well, that guy, that was another story. I put up with that for years. I remember playing gigs where we literally had to hold him up.
Oh man.
He one night he walked off a stage that was 3 feet off the floor.
Oh no.
It was the last song of the night. It was the last song of the night, and he looked at me and he goes, Ed, I'm gonna fall down. I go, it's the last song, Bobby. Go sit down. He put his guitar down, and he's got this beautiful tobacco Nashville telly, American one. He puts it. I don't know how he got it into the guitar stand, but he did. And he turned around and walked right off the stage that was like 3 feet off the ground. He landed on his back. He was laying on his back like this. And I thought, oh my God, he killed himself.
Yeah.
And everybody come running over and his eyes are rolling around in his head. And I'm just like, this is so embarrassing. This is so embarrassing. And I remember playing at a church. We were playing at a church for a church social thing at like 11 o'clock in the morning. It was Meet Your Neighbor Day at Plymouth Baptist Church. And he was so drunk he like threw up on himself a little bit and I'm like, oh my God. Wait till afterwards. But that was just from the night before,
Sure.
He was another one. Well, he worked in a bar. He was a bartender, and his best friend owns this bar. And we used to play there, and there it didn't matter because all those people were insane. They were all falling down. It was crazy. It was crazy. I've got video of it. And then I've got video of just last week. Duncan, there's Duncan. Here he is.
There's Duncan, and let's see. There's my Cherokee buddy, Bronze Snake. Let's see, what's Duncan saying?
He should do a video announcing it and get his subs to give timestamps for their favorite Dr. Groovy moments. I can edit together for the stream pre-roll. Yeah, we'll do all that, buddy.
Yeah, I was going to make a video, about live streaming stuff if we get it all figured out and how to go about it, just saying when we're going to do it the first time,
Bronze Snake.
Yeah.
Bronze Snake, you just got to search Ed Dana on Facebook and send me a message and I'll give you the link.
He fell asleep.
I hear Lyndon there. Boom, 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 boom. Playing her baby. Yeah.
She's got another room in the house that she plays.
She's got her own studio. She's got her own studio.
Oh, yeah. Really? Really, that's cool.
Where all the bass gear is. It's like the bass room. We've got the bass room, and then we've got the tornado room, which is this room.
Well, there's the Ampeg back there. Is that her old rig?
That's right. That's when she comes in here to play with me. We have to have an amp in
Oh,
here, and she's like, hey, "Can you get this out of my way?" Yeah.
because she got the
Put
new
it in
heart key, and she got the heart key and put the Ampeg in there.
there. Yep.
Okay.
Actually, this guy and
Duncan says all you gotta do, Doc, is say when. Okay.
we had a falling out over politics because he couldn't let me be me, but he had brought her the Concert 8 with a SVT Pro head. It was a solid state head, but it was a 400-watt head in a rack with a power conditioner, a compressor, and a tuner in it, rack mount tuner.
Yeah, you bet.
And I got this big Ampeg Concert 8 cabinet in that room over there. And I'd come home from work at night, and the end of the house would be shaking.
That would do it.
She'd be in there playing, and I'd walk in, and there'd be this smile on her face, and I'd like, you created a freaking monster when you gave her that amp, because now if it doesn't, like, if she can't feel it, it ain't loud enough.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It
Hey, two things. Our bronze snake buddy, he's asking about. He can't find you. He can't seem to find you.
Do you have him on Facebook?
I'm seeing him on the thing. He can't find you for some reason.
All you got to do is copy the link, man. It's really easy. It's Ed Dana. You'll see my mug and my wife's mug behind me in the avatar.
Oh, Duncan's going to sleep.
Yeah, it's.
Oh, it's late there.
Yeah,
early. That's right.
He probably spent like way too much time today working on this StreamYard, or streaming stuff for us.
Is that Will?
Yeah.
Is that Galvin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Upset stomach. That's okay.
Huh. I haven't talked to him in forever. He used to call me.
What is your Facebook, Bronze Snake? Maybe I can find you.
He's brapping. Whatever a brap is, he's got it going on.
I'll tell you what, you can email me at eddanagaguitarlessons@gmail.com, exactly like it sounds. eddanagaguitarlessons. Put all the beats in there.
6 years, Will says. Yeah, probably been that long since I talked to him. Last time, we were talking about stand-up comedy and stuff, because Will used to do stand-up comedy and so forth, and I had talked to him about an interest in wanting to do something.
Alleged stand-up comedy.
Cherokee people.
Baron Guitar, how you doing? Pink Pepper Bisballs.
Said, hey, Ed, I need linkage. That snake again.
All right, let me see if you got me an email. Okay.
He says he can't find you from Canada.
I'm going to give you your last hope. ed.dana@yahoo.com. ed.dana, DANA, @yahoo.com.
You are a Yahoo, Ed.
Or Yahoo. A Yahoo.
A Yahoo?
Yahoo.
So how's Will feeling?
With his fingers.
He's always got something going up with his health, man. I think more so than I do.
Well, he's been building quite a bit. He's
Oh,
been
has
building a lot. He's been building a lot. No, I'm not going to put a link in the chat, Tim. You got to work harder than that from now on.
he?
No, I mean really, because it's I'll put a link in the chat, and then people will jump in that you don't know out of nowhere, and then I'm going to have them in the back room, and then I have to either boot them or take the chance. I'm not going to let any. We're not, those days are gone. where we get taken advantage of and abused by
Meow, see?
fools. We've
Meow,
grown up.
got some fools in here, see? Meow.
We've grown up.
No.
We ruined our life. We ruined our life once. We need to really do it again. Make UB2B great again. UB40.
Will sent an email. Give him a minute, and he'll hit the shop. Make UB2B great again. What's a UB2B?
YouTube.
Really?
Well, UB2B, YouTube.
I hadn't hit that one yet. You kids and your damn language. You and your damn rock Beatle music.
Well, like we talked about the other night, and you said it in your thing. The cookie cutter channels they ruined it.
Yeah.
They ruined it, and God bless them.
Sure.
They're out there. They found it, and part of it for us is our freaking age.
Oh yeah, of course.
We don't appeal to the the in crowd anymore, and our demographic is it's older people. And 90% of my friends, they don't even have a YouTube account. They look at YouTube, but they don't have an account.
I don't really have enough friends to facilitate the need to say like 90%.
Well,
I have like 4 friends, so I can only go in those increments. So.
Brooklyn Larry, what is up, Brooklyn Larry? Brooklyn Larry's a guy from Brooklyn. He's really cool, and he does.
No.
He's from Jersey. He does a lot of cooking stuff, and like he'll even talk about the history of brand names and stuff like Heinz and that. Sure. Larry's a cool guy. Larry taught me how to cook a big hunk of beef, man, and it worked out. Yeah, I followed him exactly how to do it. It came out perfect, man. It was a big chunk of beef roast, and you don't do anything to it. You literally season it, throw it on a pan, and put it in the oven. No water, no nothing, and it comes out great.
Oh, there's Baron. I answered a bunch of his questions on my thingy. He sent like 30 questions in.
Well, but you're right. Yeah, I've got a handful of friends now, and I remember I had like all these Facebook people that were friend of a friend of a friend of a friend that I said, okay, yeah, I accepted these friend requests. Yeah. And then you look at Facebook and you see a bunch of crap of a bunch of people that you don't know. You have no clue what you're looking at their kids and their cats and their breakfast and stuff. And it's like, yeah, I'm interested when that's my niece and nephew, and I had to go through and weed all that out. And so now there is nobody on my Facebook that's not intentional. And I don't mean to offend anybody or anything, that if I know you from YouTube or whatever and I haven't accepted a friend request, but you really don't want to know what my nephew did on vacation. Okay. And you really don't want to know what my 92-year-old mother is doing, but
Right.
you know, there are people in our circle that do and can relate to it. And so that's why my Facebook, it's still there and there's a lot of people on it, but it's all people that I interact with on a regular basis. And he only sent 20 questions.
I got to him, though. I did. I don't think I left anybody out. Let's see. Did Will leave?
I don't know.
I don't know. Like I said, I had actually talked to him. I was talking to him about possibly me going into stand-up comedy.
Well,
it's a thing I always wanted, you know.
If you do, you got to do like the Don Rickles style.
Oh, certainly.
You got to be like Don Rickles. You offend everybody.
That's true. Or I could always just be Nigel.
Or be Nigel. carry around that Ace Frehley Les Paul with you in a bottle of jerky.
Yeah, jizz all over that thing all the time. And
I was in jail one time. Heaven forbid.
For doing the same thing, jizzing all over something.
there was this one dude. I was in there for DWI. I got 15 days.
Oh, there's Will. He's from the shop.
And this guy was in there for robbery, and he was locked up for a long time. And he got in a fight with the supervisors, the guards, because he needed his jerkin lotion. And they did not get his jerkin lotion that was on his commissary list. And they were like, well, buddy, you had this much money in your commissary, and we figured, you know, the cigarettes and the candy was more important than the Jergens lotion. He was pissed because he didn't have his jerkin lotion. Jeez, oh man.
Mercy. Had the dry hand.
I say, you have been here. You have been here for a while, haven't you?
Oh man. Did he specify a brand?
Jergens.
Actual Jergens, huh?
Yeah, Jergens.
Somebody could actually probably it's been said so many times that somebody could probably make a mint if they actually had Jergens. Put a little KY in there with it and just really make a nice little concoction. Yeah. Got my mind thinking, man. I'm trying to invest in something. Sell my guitars and I'll become a lotion philanthropist.
All you gotta do is talk about Warlock Wyatt and what happened on YouTube. People will laugh at that.
Of course. Yeah, I thought about going seeing him a few times back in the old days.
You mean paying him a visit?
Yeah, paying him a visit. Yeah, he ended up becoming an all right dude.
Few people did.
Yeah, he became an all right guy.
Well, okay.
You know, I mean, he got over everything, and I don't know if he ever got over himself, but he got over.
Hey, Adam Schweigert, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, he did. He had messaged me. He was messaging me on Facebook for a while a few years ago. Okay. You know, he gave me an idea, and I did make a few of them because I found a couple old big antique buttons and ground picks out of them. And he was making picks out of buttons, like, you know, and he was working really hard at it. And I mean, he had like tons of them, and it actually turns out to be a pretty cool pick. If you're into something like those gravity picks or those chicken picks that are real thick and heavy, you make one out of those antique buttons, they're indestructible.
Yeah.
And they're just, you got to get it shaped right and you figure that out, and you make your own pick. I made a couple. They're really good for shredding and playing fast, but that's about it.
Will Dr. Groovy do a live stream on Will Gelvin's channel? Of course. If anybody can call me in and get me in, I don't know how to do this stuff.
Well, Duncan's working really hard to get this set up to be, more than just. It's going to be a production thing. So.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome, man. I'm up for anything. Say, of course.
I regret selling the Esteban guitar.
Man, I've had so many of those, and I really liked the electric ones I had. Just loved those things. Couldn't find an acoustic worth a crap, but
I never ran across an electric one.
Oh man, awesome!
I saw the ones you had.
Yeah, those were awesome. Scott, do you have the Giles guitar? Yeah, I've got it. Yep.
Whatever happened?
The new one. Let's see. Tim's talking about. I have my old one still, if that's the one you're talking about.
Do you still have any of the Dillians?
Yeah, all of them. I still got 4 of them. Yeah, I took what I did. Only thing I changed on any of them was on the bass guitar. I changed everything out, put a different, high mass, like a badass bridge on it, and put silver lace sensor pickups in it, and changed out all the hardware, and just, the pick guard and the plate cover for the electronics, since it's a jazz bass thing. But
the guy that had given Linda the Ampeg Concert 8, we finally, he took that back. We were like, we're not taking this to gigs. I got to have a whole truck just for this. But he got a Sting neck from a Sting bass with, Sting inlaid at the 12th fret. And he found a Sting body that somebody had routed for different pickups.
Right.
And he took ash and plugged that and then rerouted it and put it's got a Nordstrand pickup in it with an Aguilar preamp, and it's the like the same pickup that's in a Music Man Stingray. And this bass, it is beautiful, but it must weigh 12, 13 pounds.
Man.
The bass body is this thick. It's an old precision body. I'll have to get it out. It's upstairs tucked away. I have to get it out and show it to you sometime. It is a beautiful bass. It's got the tuning keys that tune in the reverse direction.
I got a buddy on here asking about my bubblegum guitar.
Yeah, the Distorto.
Yeah.
Who makes those?
Let's see, who the heck is it? God, I can't believe I forgot, or I am forgetting.
Oh, well.
It is out of the UK. And somebody was asking about this guitar. I'm trying to get it down for him. Oh. There's the headstock.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Those are nice.
There's no wood on that thing.
I love the Perloid pick guards. A lot of people don't like them. I love Perloid.
Yeah. Yeah, I like them. That's the only way I like a pick guard that is white. I tend to always take the white pick guards off of everything.
I know people that don't like tortoiseshell pick guards either, and I love a tortoiseshell pick guard on a precision bass.
Do you?
Yeah. That's what Linda's got. Her precision's got tortoiseshell.
Oh, okay. Oh, here's that.
Tobacco Sunburst with a tortoiseshell and a maple neck, maple fretboard and maple neck. Yep.
the Dillian bass. Talk
That's
about
even got a perloid headstock.
and
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, that's a J
how's
gauge.
that?
Yeah.
So
Now,
perloid.
are you top loading the strings on that through the back of the bridge and not going through the body?
Yes.
Can that one go through the body?
Nope.
No.
And I'm glad.
Really?
I hate having to go through the back of guitars.
Oh, okay. Well, okay.
I haven't found any need for it, but let's see. Here's my newest bit of fun. Let's see. What do you think?
I know the drums. You really went wild on the drums there for a while.
Yeah, there's still a couple of big old pieces of them outside, but that's all I use now.
Okay, I got a reply here.
I broke that thing down to the minimal 8 drums or so. Oh, Baron wants to go ahead.
He wants to call dibs on the Giles guitar.
That bubblegum guitar? Oh, he wants them both.
I looked at your website today. You don't have a list of what's for sale.
No, it's all just whatever I actually own is on there.
What's for sale?
Because I know that nobody actually goes on there like ever anyway. So I figured why ever put a price on it. So I'm going to do this is go on YouTube and actually do, like Trogley's guitar show does, where he actually, takes the guitar apart and show every piece on these things, because I keep all my stuff so flipping clean and so forth, and offer them for sale first. That way. Hey, there's Will.
Hey, how you guys doing tonight, man?
Hey, doing good, buddy. Good to see you.
Yeah, it's good to see you too, dude. What's up with the whole Dusty Hill beard thing going on there?
Trying to get a gig.
Oh, gotcha. How you doing, Ed?
I'm good. Yeah, Scott, why didn't Billy call you? What the hell?
I know, they brought in the goddamn bass tech or something and he took the gig. Almost like he had an in. Have you seen that guy's bedhead though that he sports on stage? The new guy?
No.
I have not seen the new guy. I didn't know there was one.
Oh yeah, they've been out touring and they just took the his bass tech and put him on stage and off they go. But he's got a beard about like this one, but he's got a bandana on and his hair just sticks up all over the place, But
I can't recall his name right now, but the drummer from Foo Fighters, 50 years old, died in Colombia on tour, and they said he had over the years, last few years, had talked about his battle and beating drug addiction. I got a feeling the Colombian cocaine did him in. I don't know for sure, but I got a feeling that when they find out the reason, the cause of death, it's not going to be good.
Right. Yeah, he seemed like a fairly straight, normal guy. Didn't seem I've never seen him look off like he was on something, But
I know Dave Grohl likes to drink.
Oh yeah.
He doesn't even hide it. I mean, he's hey, we'll toss a few back. It's all good with him. But I think that's he did. I think he did enough to know. Look, I got a good thing going here. I'm not going to ruin this with, blow it with doing a bunch of drugs and stuff. I ain't no young kid anymore. I can't recover. you know, that's the way it is. We don't recover the way we used to.
Yeah.
It kind of is like a life lesson in many ways, because if you are planning on partying, you need to do it while you're young. You can't wait for that shit.
I hear you, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely took advantage of that.
Yeah. You know, because I sat back and think about the way I used to poison myself, and I'm like, damn, I can't do that now.
I know. I tried.
Yeah. I think we all try. Yeah.
Now I guess I'm doing it with food. You know, I've just.
Well, you're always supposed to take it with food.
I've gotten so crazy. Yeah, but see, I was the type of guy that to me, going out to dinner was finding a place with really good chili cheese dogs,
Right,
and chili fries. You know, that was a good time for me. And you can't load yourself up on that stuff like you could when you were younger. You know, and
it sounds like you're trying to actually go hunting for stuff that is going to feel better on the way out than it does going down.
There's that too. And I'm not going to get into that. Yeah. I'm not going to get into that. But you said the thing about the oatmeal, and
right.
You know,
something's going to tickle your sphincter.
It's like there's a certain time of day after I wake up that nothing's going to happen that day until this happens. And then after this happens, we can proceed with the rest of our day.
Yeah. I always set myself up with a couple, well, dang near at least a pot of coffee in the morning, get my constitution right, and then I can go about my day.
Man.
It's one good way to start it. Just
when I used to smoke cigarettes and stuff like that, and I'd have my morning coffee and my cigarette. Shortly after, I'd be in the bathroom emptying my bowels. There was something about that combination, cigarettes and nicotine, that empty your bowels.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Man.
Who needs Metamucil?
Man, I still miss a cigarette after every flipping thing. It's like
literally for me, it was a bowl of Raisin Bran or cornflakes, and you know,
you went out looking for fiber, huh?
A little while later after that, it was like, here we go. You know,
if you start to think that listen how old we sound. We're talking about fiber in our diets and shit and the things we can't do anymore.
And anybody that happened to hop in here just now, like, look, these guys used to be fucking warriors on here. Now they're talking about trying to get a shit together. They're gonna start comparing pills here shortly. Look at these fucks.
Well, I'm supposed to go in later on this year for my first prostate exam.
I don't have one.
Your first?
Yeah.
I don't have one anymore.
Now,
really?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, at least you don't have to do the exams, right?
Exactly. Yeah, they took everything out about 10 years ago.
I just had a colonoscopy a couple months ago, and
woohoo!
Yeah,
I just got told last week that I get to come in.
And he told me, you know, I'll see you in 10 years, and I was like, yeah, good news on that. And my doctor when I saw him put the glove on, I'd go, oh, come on.
Do you have to put the glove on that far?
I got to do it. Yeah, I got to do it. And he'd be real quick. And he'd go, it's flat. It's no big deal. Now, I asked him why. I go, how you don't do prostate exams anymore on me? He goes, I get the results from your blood test. So he goes, now I can just tell from your blood test if there's a problem. And
that's where mine came from. Yeah.
And he says, okay, I'm going to go ahead and spill the cookies. About a year ago or so, I said, hey, can I have like a prescription for Viagra? Because since the neck surgery, like things are a little weird. He's like, no problem. And I was like, you know, I was too embarrassed to go to the pharmacy, right? And he goes, they don't bat an eye.
No, they don't.
They get, he goes, guys in their 40s. He goes 40 some 30 some percent of Viagra prescriptions are for guys in their 40s. He goes, you made it to your 60s. Don't feel bad, you know? And so like I call them thrill pills now. I go to the pharmacy and I give her I go, hey, I call it in. I'm here for my thrill pills, and she laughs.
I always just call them what it is. Like, are my
Well,
bonus
yeah, I
pills
just
in?
dial it in. I call the number, put the prescription number in now. But the very first one, I had to go hand them the paper, and I was like,
It's like,
"Don't
hey,
laugh."
you want to help me try these out, see if they're any good?
Oh no, this this woman, oh my god. But I guess I shouldn't be picky at my age.
So what you got going on there, Will?
What's that?
Yeah, what you got going on? Is it vaping?
Yeah, this is
Okay.
cola flavored.
Groovy.
I really need to quit this shit, but this is harder to quit than cigarettes.
Really?
Yeah, I had tried quitting twice, and I got 6 days in, and like the first couple of days you're like, okay, this withdrawal sucks, and then it starts kind of depleting. And with this, it just kept growing and growing and growing. And by day 6, I was just like, Jesus Christ, I have got to get a vape or I'm going to go nuts. Right. And then, it's demoralizing, and you kind of feel defeated, and you're like, I'll try it again, but part of me is just like, what the hell is in this damn thing, where it's just like, holy shit, man.
That's iron in your lungs. That's metal, man.
Yeah. Well, I know everybody's always saying, man, you're inhaling metals and shit. And part of me is like, I've inhaled worse. I'm so fucked up.
I need to make a move too, because I wake up in the morning and I don't think about a cigarette until 3 or 4 in the afternoon. It never even occurs to me.
That's when I think about you for the first time.
Yeah. Okay.
Usually each day. Yeah.
And I'll have 1, maybe 2. I'll cook dinner and eat, and then go sit on the couch and like nap because of my medication. And it just makes me drowsy, and I'll fall asleep for like a half an hour or so, and then I'll get up. And if I come back here and I get a beer, as soon as I drink a beer, I start smoking.
Oh, you bet.
If I come back here with coffee or tea or anything else,
no,
I hardly think about it. I might smoke 1 or 2, but if I'm drinking beer, then it's like it'll smoking. And my brother had a theory that if you want to quit weed, alcohol, or cigarettes, you have to quit all 3 at the same time, because they trigger each other. And I kind of agree, if and I don't even touch weed anymore. I don't like the way it makes me feel anymore.
I've got some here. You want to touch it?
I'll touch it. I won't smoke it. I'll roll one for you.
I got the dispensary a couple blocks down the street.
Well, does the stuff you use actually get you buzzed, or does it just kill pain?
They won't let me do it because I live too close to Utah. And those are the people I have to go see for all my medications and stuff. And them all being Mormons, they don't think that copping a buzz would help me at all, in my fight of pain. So I don't get to touch it. My wife, though, she gets that cream that has the marijuana in it for arthritis. And man, that smell comes wafting over. I'm just like, blow it over this way, hon. Light your hands on fire or some shit. That smells wonderful.
Yeah. When I was younger for a while there, I was really into weed, but I don't really like it too much. The only time that I smoke is like when my MS is acting up real bad, and it just takes the edge off the numbness that I have to go through. But like, I see people on YouTube all the time lighting up these big bowls or having these big Cheech and Chong joints, just smoking them. And like when I do it, it's like a little size of a pea, right? Just enough to take the edge off. And then, yeah.
Baron Guitar just made a comment that I must be out of my flipping mind, and I don't really even want her usually in this room because this is the only room in the house that I smoke in. But you look at what she went through, and it's like you don't want to go through that.
Yeah,
I don't want to go through it, and she'll come right out and tell you I miss the hell out of it. But she's physically incapable of smoking. She can't do it. You'd have to hold it in the hole.
Well, that's what I was getting ready to say. It's like I've seen somebody
do that. They do. We saw one the chick took a pop bottle and made this jet bong, and she sticks the hose there. And coughs it out, and she's the one that goes, look at this, and I'm like, no,
you can make
happen. You're not doing it.
That's great.
And she likes to get my blood pressure up by saying she's going to buy a boat, and she can't go on a boat. I mean, she can, but if she goes in the water
on a motherfucking boat.
If she goes in the water up to here, that.
Oh, duh. Yeah. Man, she needs to do something like she could get like a bagpipe bag, stick it under here and hook it up to a hose, and it's kind of.
They've actually. That way. We can't talk about this too much because she'll get. But they've actually got a thing for snorkeling.
Really?
Okay. Go snorkel.
Wow. That's wild.
You got to know what you're doing, though. I think you know.
That's a trap.
But so, what are you building now, Will? The last thing you were building
exploded.
Yeah. It right now I've got a couple of restorations that I'm doing. I've got my one-piece neon purple Strat over there, but over the past couple of days, I've been just winding a lot of pickups, and my vision is so fucking shitty that I've had to rewind the same coil 5 times, and I'm gonna have to do it again. And it's a VIP, but I've determined that I'm going to end up having to hook up a strobe light to my my winder, and I'm going to have to put a Fresnel lens up there to magnify everything,
right?
And all other shit, just so I can see what the fuck I'm doing.
I was going to say, why don't you get one of the lenses, the big lens with a light on it?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna have to do something, and then also
what will the strobe do?
The strobe, every time that it reaches a certain point in the turn, it'll like flash like a timing light. And then so I'll be able to see like a moment in time exactly where everything is. And then so yeah, I'm gonna have to do that. And then also like with my MS, it's like one of the things that's fucking bullshit, but it is what it is. And that is when I start doing detailed work, my hands will start shaking. And it's like they'll jerk. So like I'll be like trying to solder like this little 43 gauge wire and shit, and the whole time it's like doing this crap. And then sometimes it'll go,
Has your doctor ever recommended gabapentin?
No, I don't think so.
It's a nerve blocker that stops that. And that's the problem I have. It'll make me twitch and my legs twitch. And we thought it was like a restless leg syndrome. And he said, no. He goes, it's from your spine and what's going on. And he put me on gabapentin, which is a nerve blocker. and it'll block a lot of the pain in my feet and my legs, but it also stops that sudden where you'll be sitting there and all of a sudden you'll go, and
I'm on that crap too.
Switch.
Yeah, because like my hands are kind of doing like micro Jack Sparrows, right. But it's kind of like that. But it's just like I just have to get used to it because it's not going to change. And then if I have to build something to make it where like everything is stationary instead of me like freehanding it, then if that's what I have to do, is what it is. Right. So, and then, but one thing's for sure, my handshaking has really helped out a lot when I'm spending quality time with myself in the shower.
Of course.
Sure.
Yeah. Because it's like you have a built-in vibrator.
Or during parades.
Yeah.
The pocket pussy.
Like one of the things, like I was explaining to my wife about, like one of the things that I have to deal with MS, it drives me fucking crazy. And I really don't understand how this even fucking came to be or how it works. But I'll keep my phone like 24/7 on silent mode. So it only vibrates, right? I keep it in my left pocket, my front pocket. When it goes off, it'll vibrate for a second. Stop.
And I have an orgasm.
Vibrate for a second. No, stop. Right. Vibrate for a second. Stop. And what happens is, for whatever reason, in the exact same spot that it vibrates and stops with the exact right amount of timing and the exact same vibrating, my leg will do that. And then I'm like, fuck, I'm getting a call. And I look at my phone. I'm not getting a call, but my leg is still vibrating just like I'm getting a call, even though the phone's not in there. And it drives me fucking nuts because it's just like, fuck, I'm getting a call.
Oh, yeah, you got a ghost thing going on there.
Yeah, and I don't understand how it can transfer from the outside and somehow like the nerve memories. I don't understand how it fucking does it, but it drives me nuts. Thinking you're always getting a call and shit.
I got to address Aaron here. Do you guys 100% trust doctors, the dudes that call themselves doctors, like when they give you medication that makes your condition worse? Is that just part of the system? I've had the same doctor for over 30 years. Linda's surgeon is my fucking hero.
Yeah.
I would bow down and kiss this guy's toes for what he done for her.
On the way down.
And then there are a couple other doctors.
While you're down there.
There are a couple other doctors that I've said, you can kiss my ass because you I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I don't know where but my doctor, I've had him for over 30 years, and I mean I call him Jim. How you doing, Jim? Hey, Ed, good to see you. And
yeah, but his real name's Larry, so go figure.
Yeah, it's Steve.
Wise guy.
So I do trust him. But no, I don't automatically just trust a doctor. My mother-in-law had terrible luck with doctors. They did things to that poor woman that's just like, my God, what are they prescribing for you? They had her get this pain thing, electronic pain thing inserted into her body under her skin, and it didn't work. And then the doctor told her, well, it's too dangerous to remove that. And it's like, what? It wasn't dangerous to put it in, and you're telling us it's dangerous to take it out? This is bullshit. And so, yeah, you gotta be, I don't know,
Does anybody here watch Vikings?
No, I'm familiar with it.
Series. Okay, just what Baron had said halfway up there. I didn't know if you guys knew who all the different Viking gods were.
Oh yeah, Loki and Thor from Asgard and yeah,
right.
Yeah, I know who those guys are. Right?
Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to Valhalla when I die.
There you go. Yeah, they just had the new Valhalla series start up. So
I don't want to be Loki. He got beat up by the Hulk.
I know. It's like I wanted to be Thor, and now Will Thor, it says. So
that ain't cool.
I want to be.
We're
I
all
want to
one
be.
down from where we want to be.
Yeah, I want to be Wonder Woman's panties.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
the old one or the new one, or doesn't matter?
Linda Carter's fine, and also the
Yeah.
new one's fine.
Sure. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I'll even settle for being a bra because I'm not picky.
Right? Not at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a picture of Linda Carter in her prime that popped up in a ad or something off the side of something, and click on this picture. You won't believe what they look like today. It's like, well, no shit, but it just showed a picture of her in her prime, and it's like, bazinga! It's like,
Well,
holy crap.
Even currently, she still looks good. She's one of those timeless beauties, kind of like Sophia Loren and Raquel.
Ron Snake, where did you send it?
What's that?
He said he sent an email, but I'm not seeing it.
Will went to kill somebody. Okay, so the snake's back.
To my Gmail.
I'm trying to catch up too. Okay.
Ron Snake, I don't know where you sent it because I'm not seeing it.
Excuse me for a second, checking the email.
We put a lot of faith in other men. You know, when you sit back and you think about the water treatment plants and all the shit that they filter out, it's pretty fucking disgusting. We put a lot of faith in that shit, you know, because I mean, they're at the morgues and shit when they empty the fluids out of these dead bodies. It just goes straight into the drain. Goes to the water treatment plant. Right. So it's just kind of like, and then you have people throwing all of their medication in there, taking dumps, everything, you know, and it's just kind of like, you want some water? No, I'm going to go out to the stream where you guys haven't been like embalming motherfuckers.
Right.
You know,
it hasn't come through yet, Ron Snake. Ed.Dana.
Got to get your dots in the right place.
Dot your I's, cross your T's, cross your I's.
It says meth labs dumped down the toilet. I guess they would, yeah. I better start drinking more water.
Yeah.
Out of the toilet.
I had a little bit of confusion about.
No, not you.
Yeah, no, not me. If you're in Arizona or Nevada.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I'm literally on the state line. But I'm actually in Nevada, but Arizona, you can go around.
Well, which side of the line is hotter? Is it hotter in Arizona or is it hotter in Nevada?
No. Was that a real question?
No.
Oh, okay. It was in the 90s today.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh.
It snowed here today. As a matter of fact, it's snowing now.
Wow. So, yeah, my wife, she had to get up at like 6 o'clock. I think 6 o'clock is when she took her morning walk. She goes out and walks 4 or 5 miles at least once a day. And so it's like she has to get up and go out when it's nice and cool, when it's 80.
Did she retire?
Yes. She's currently 65, so she's been out for 3 years.
Remember when them clowns said they'd found her work?
Oh, yeah. Yep. Yeah, they were calling up at her work, threatening to kill her. And
oh, man, I would love to get my hands on people like that.
again, all over the Tonewood stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like.
Yeah, and a lot of people, they don't believe that there's people out there that are that fucking crazy. And
they follow through, yeah.
Threats. Yeah, anybody I think it didn't matter what side you were on. there's going to be some crazy son of a bitch out there that's just going to be like, I'm going to kill him. Right?
Yeah.
It's like, well, how's that going to solve the Tonewood debate? You know,
Yeah,
how's that going to fix it?
Yeah.
I'm going to trip the competition. That's how I'm going to win.
And what do you think about the new guy, Mr. Will?
What's that?
So what do you think about the new guy?
Oh, the guy with the that just put it between two desks.
Yeah, the bench and the lawnmower motors and whatever.
I have to,
motorcycle motors.
Yeah, I have to admit that he went about this a lot better than we did. And when I say that, I mean his presentation was not, you stupid motherfuckers, you're a dumb motherfucker. And me calling everybody.
That's why it's no fun. That's why it's no fun.
I know.
Because, I mean, you were calling everybody a dumb motherfucker, and I was telling everybody that they had an IQ of 80 or below and they were retarded.
80 below, yeah, the club. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
and he never even comes up, he never even states a conclusion at the end of anything.
Yeah.
He's just like, here's this, and, well, there you go, and whatever you think. It's like, how can you do that?
I know.
How can you just walk away without even without even saying what you think you found out? You know, it's like, I guess that's how you stay out of the bullet's way.
He's got better social skills, right? Because I know, like for me, when I would do a video, I was already
social skills.
I was already charged up, and I was like, I'm gonna tell you, this is the way it is. This is the only way. You dumb and retarded motherfucker, you know. And
well, the thing was, there was passion in it because it was a new thing, and unfortunately, it got out of hand. It went too far. It got out of hand. But the thing was,
by God, we got some subscribers.
The thing was, it was
the numbers were going up.
The numbers were going up.
I'm shit now.
Everybody loves a train wreck.
I know.
You know, everybody loves a train wreck. When I log on to a guy's channel, I don't want to see like Paul Davids. I cannot watch that guy for 3 minutes without wanting to gouge my eyes out with a stick. He's and it's like, I need drama, you know?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Get mad at the guitar or something, you know, anything.
Show me that body on the side of the road. Bring it closer to my car.
Yeah.
When I remember when I had done my first video showing like the physics behind it, I thought I had a good demeanor, all this other stuff. Duncan had found that. And then he ended up, I think, telling you, Scott, about it, right? And then the next thing I know, that the link to my video started showing up in all the arguments on your guys' page. And all of a sudden, I'm getting all these views and all these people like threatening me and telling me what a piece of shit I am out of nowhere. And I'm just like, what did I just walk into? Right? And then, and that's really, I think, because I didn't really know how to handle that because I'm used to dealing with people face to face where it's like, if you're going to come after me like that, I'm going to come after you like this. And so that learning curve of the internet and how you're supposed to behave, I kind of failed on that one.
Well, we are probably responsible for a lot of the YouTube guidelines that exist now. we are probably the reason that, you know,
people get kicked off and
they got these guidelines. But I watch these First Amendment auditors, and what pisses me off.
Yeah, I love those.
Guys, no, here's what pisses me off. Guys are making a fortune of just downloading the auditor's videos and then
auditing them,
and they're making a freaking fortune, and they're not even really. I guess you could say they're creating content, but they're taking somebody else's content. They don't even use their cameras. Some of them, they just use the other guy's camera
footage. Yeah,
and it's like, You know, I hope this runs its course real fast. I hope this goes away. And I hope YouTube clamps down on people going out in public to post offices and police stations and city halls harassing people, that they clamp down on that and say, no, we don't want this on YouTube. Because, you know, some of this stuff, look what they did to the little kid channels where they'd have the little kids do the toys. Those people were making millions of dollars, and YouTube shut them down. Google just like, nope, there's too much risk to a child to have that on YouTube, and so you can't do that anymore. And they got the rug pulled out from under them. But you can literally go to an old folks home with a camera and harass a guy with dementia for clicks and views, and YouTube says, yeah, that's okay. That's all right.
I want to be the... Go ahead.
I was going to say, well, I mean, if that's the case, I might have some new video content pretty soon, because there's an old age home near my house. And I'm just going to go over there and be like, listen, you old bastard.
I want to be the first black guy to go into an old folks home with a camera. Wait, never mind.
Yeah, I was about to say, you're going to have to work on that a little bit. I know, like,
I didn't think that through.
I think some of the, well, it's not think, I know for a fact.
I'm half black. From the waist down.
Mm-hmm.
I'll check my email one more time, Bronze Snake, and there's nothing there.
But some of my videos that I had posted in the past, I've had so many removed.
Okay, Bronze Snake, here you are.
From Google.
Oh, no, I got Baron Guitar.
Right.
And now if you try to re-upload them, it'll stop it before it even uploads, and it says this video is restricted. It's forbidden.
Wow, they've actually got it tagged somehow.
So it's like, and I have so many that are like that, and it's just kind of like, wow, a guitar guy.
How do they do that?
That's forbidden.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's like you're blocked before you're even uploaded, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm kind of proud of that a little bit, actually.
Well, you have to be.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Lenny Bruce of guitars, right? A little bit, you know.
Yeah, it's like you can go over to that guy that we were talking about who does those videos, and everybody's in there saying, I wonder what Will or Scott or whoever, you know, is thinking about this guy's thing right now. Is he feeling all proud of himself, or is he butthurt, or what? It's like depending on what the video's outcome meant to them, you know, but yeah, they still, every now and then a guy will throw one of our names out there, and I wonder what they think of this.
Yeah. It's a little strange. It's a little strange, you know, but there's the reality is I just don't care anymore.
I know.
I've already come to my conclusions. I'm set on them, and it's just like, well, really, when you're doing videos like that, almost always you're just preaching to the choir, and they're looking for a superhero to be the face of that particular stance. There were a lot of people that were on the fence, but most of the time it's just preaching to the choir.
Right.
And is it really worth it? Not really.
No.
No, because essentially what we did is we got on YouTube and we said, there's no God, and I'm going to explain why there's no God.
Exactly.
Right. And and so we got the atheists on our side, and then the people that were like agnostic to sitting on the fence, and then you have the hardcore believers, and it's just it just turned into a fucking battle. Yeah,
it's like we're musicians, and we hit a nerve. That was fun. Let's poke the bear. Okay.
Yeah.
See what we can do here.
I mean, I wouldn't change it for the world, though. Sure. Because there was some really good times. There was a lot of stupid things that I had done. There was a lot of stupid things, but some of the time
I didn't do a damn thing stupid. No, not me.
Yeah, I didn't see
you
it.
You did a lot, but yeah.
Well, yeah, I know. I wanted to make sure I did, the fair share for everybody.
So you got to pull the weight. Pull the weight for me, yeah.
Yeah. And then, there's like this part of me that's just kind of like, we're fucking dinosaurs on here. Because in many ways, it's kind of like we kind of got in and are somewhat considered pioneers,
Uh-huh.
but we've been forgotten about.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of like, you guys are standing on the shoulders of giants.
Exactly. Here's a pedestal. Here, let me put myself up on there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the reality is people started seeing that, they could get views with the type of content that we had, and then they flooded the market.
Yeah.
And it just turned into a thing of where, 1 million guitar channels, but they're all doing the same thing. Yeah, I'm going to teach you how to solo using the A minor pentatonic. It's like, oh my God. And
The pentatonic scale is a beautiful thing.
well, yeah, but every guitar channel's got their A minor pentatonic, how to do a solo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, every one of them.
I got about 30, 40, 80, 100 of them.
I got lessons on the Jabronian and Jamolian scale. So I have the A minor Jamolian and the A major Jabronian.
I can make sure they don't.
So who has that? Me?
Well, the Jabronian scale, isn't that something that the Iron Sheik came up with?
Jabroni, yeah.
You Jabroni.
Was it the Iron Sheik? Yeah.
Yeah, because he called everybody a jabroni.
Well, I think The Rock started calling people that too.
He might have been
Dwayne Johnson.
Dwayne, I love The Rock. I think he's hilarious.
Like a rock.
I got to tell you, lately on Sirius Radio, the station I listen to, they've been playing.
You're not serious.
They've been playing Bob Seger, and we made a career off of covering Bob Seger.
Oh, sure.
I know I did, and then all of a sudden, like, nobody played Bob Seger anymore, and yeah. I don't know why, but
being that you're over there in Ohio and I'm from Indiana, it's like, man, you had to do Bob Seger. I mean, all night, every night, and in Indiana, we had to do John Mellencamp every night.
The first big concert I ever went to was Bob Seger.
Really?
And he sounded, it was at Erie Fieldhouse, which was a hockey rink. And then in the summertime, they would turn it into a
suite
concert.
Summertime.
They sounded just like the record, as far as I could tell. And
well, maybe it was the record.
And
Milli Vanilli and that shit.
No, they were playing. And he came out in a pair of gray fucking sweatpants.
Sweet.
He was wearing a pair of gray, just like what I'm wearing right now, a pair of gray sweatpants that.
Oh, you forgot to put them on. Sit down.
Yeah, you got to put them on. You got to put them on, you dumbass. And I remember Alto Reed.
Isn't that a great name?
Alto Reed? Yeah.
Yeah, no shit. I actually thought it should have come up with a real name before I decided to spit myself out on the internet.
My deceased friend Rick, our singer Rick, his son-in-law, his name is Tabor Bach.
I missed the last word.
And I worked at a factory that he worked at. He got hired there. And I saw his time card. And I saw Tabor Bop, B-O-P. And I said, I'm going to stand right here until I meet.
Right.
And I stood there and he walked up. We were punching out. He was coming in for second shift. And he came in and he grabbed his time card. And I said, dude, are you a musician? And he goes, no. And I go, you need to be. You need to be a musician with a name like that.
Oh, certainly.
He kind of laughed. And he ended up, all of a sudden, he ends up dating my singer's daughter. and married her and had 3 kids, like one right after the other. She was just.
And what was her first name?
Her name is Lindsay. Her name was Lindsay Malik, but now her name is Lindsay Bop. Well, their first baby is called
Baby Bop.
Emma. Their first baby is named Emmy. So they call her Emmy Bop.
Baby Bop. What show
Baby
is that?
Bop. We called her Baby Bop.
There's a show that has.
And I went to school. I had a friend.
Baby Bop.
I had a friend. His name was Kevin Cool. His last name was Cool. Cool. And it was a running joke. I'm like, oh man, you're cool. Yeah, I know.
Course. Yeah.
Of course I am. That's my name.
Wow. I don't know how, but I went through high school with the nickname Spike. I was put it this way, I was in a major backwoods school where we had actual parking for people's combines and stuff. People come off the fields early in the morning and just drive across the road and park their combines and whatever farm equipment. And MTV had come on in the year that I graduated, so in '83. And oh my God, I had to be the first one to the store and go to Fredericks of Hollywood and get my gold spandex pants and my metallic shirts and stuff. But I had been wearing all these like
I did that
around everywhere, and
I was with the.
All of a sudden, I was Spike.
I had the leather pants.
I was 83 pounds, but I was still Spike.
And I had the black and white vertical striped shirt.
Yeah,
spandex, the spike bracelets.
Yeah,
but I always wanted to wear the gold suit that the 3 guys in Sha Na Na wore, the gold pants.
That was my first concert.
And it really? And
yeah,
I love Sha Na
Na with the Osmonds.
And then I went to the mall.
Then I saw Kiss.
And no, they had these silver and gold sparkly jackets.
Oh,
and I couldn't.
And all of a sudden, you were like the Wayne on Wayne's World when he saw Excalibur.
I wanted to so bad. But
yes.
What I bought,
it will be mine.
What I bought was a black, like silk black jacket. That's kind of like a tux jacket, but it's just a fancy jacket, and a pair of like tuxedo pants with a stripe down the side. And I told the drummer, I said, "We're done playing gigs in blue jeans. I have bought this black suit," and I kind of took it from Joe Bonamassa because he always wears the black suit. I said, from now on, when we play,
blow your mama.
I'm wearing the black suit with either whatever shirt. I bought a nice shirt.
So tell everybody else to keep up or get the fuck out.
I've got a pink shirt that I can wear. And the drummer was like, fine, I've got clothes. I'll dress up. That's cool. I said, you know what? We're at the end of it. I don't know how much longer we're going to be able to do this. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to go out with a freaking bang. We're going to go out looking good. And Linda loves to dress up. You know, she loves to dress up. So she's like all over it. She's like, oh yeah. So we're all shopping around and buying clothes. And I was actually going to do a video and model my suit. And I never did it, but I should probably do that video.
You can still get in it?
I just bought it.
Just now?
Well, about a couple weeks ago.
Oh, that's what I mean.
Yeah, I can still get in it. Well, I might have to jog around the block a few times.
Oh man, I would get up and show this thing, but God, that has got.
I have had issues with band guys showing up with the way they were dressed and just like, dude, we're in a band. Can't you at least not wear a white T-shirt with pit stains? put something on for God's sakes. And some people are just like that.
It was Gene Simmons, of course. Everything's about Gene, who had said that if somebody walks into or onto the stage and you don't know if they're part of the audience or who they are, it's like something's fucking wrong there. It's like, it's like, you better dress like, yeah, they know that guy is in the flipping band, It's like, don't go up there looking like, yeah, you're a guy with the pit stains. It's like as soon as you walk through the door, they know you're it. You're somebody. Yeah, I'm all for it. Yeah, I don't.
Linda and I, we were playing a gig. Hey, Baron, I didn't see you, Baron, but you have to unmute yourself.
There he is.
How's it going, guys?
Hey,
it's going, buddy.
Hey, Baron. Linda and I were playing a gig. We were playing a gig, and we were sitting outside on break. And this guy comes walking down the street. And I looked at
Monet.
No, I looked at Linda, and she looked at me, and I said, that guy is a dead ringer for Elvis. And she goes, I can't believe it. He had Elvis's hairstyle and everything. The next night we were playing at another club, and this guy, the same guy, walked in the white Elvis rhinestone suit. Right. He was an Elvis impersonator, and there's a video on my channel of Linda, 4'11" Linda, standing next to this 6'3" Elvis guy playing Little Sister, and the name of the video is Elvis and Elphus. And it's you should see the grin on Linda's face, ear to ear, playing next to this guy, and he's like, "A little sister, don't you kiss me once." and I'm back there playing it, and it was he showed up and played, and I thought this video is gonna go viral, and like nobody gave a shit, nobody cared. But it's on my channel, Elvis and Elphus.
Well,
I'll find it.
That's one of the weird things about like the videos that become popular, is because there's been stuff that I've done that I'm like, I just got to make content just so that way YouTube doesn't forget that I exist.
Right.
So I'll just put something together real fast, and then that's the thing that ends up fucking becoming the most viral video.
Yeah.
And then I've got to put the effort into something else, and like 300 people see it, and you're like, what the fuck? Yeah, it's bullshit.
I know.
I think Dr. Groovy, Senior Groovy there, has got some formula going with the peck dancing chicks in bikinis.
Oh, I didn't even saw that.
I like the monkey. I like the monkey. Monkey playing the guitar. I thought that was awesome.
Well, I got my idea off of Will.
With it, yeah, right up on the wall here. You can look right up there on the wall and see one of them girls.
Oh, Carolyn?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because the last couple
Linda never caught on to that.
Last couple videos I put out, yeah, you saw there was one with the girl with her tits jiggling each way back and forth, and
I backed that up a few times. I watched that a couple times. I'm not a prude. I mean, hell,
Well, I still have
women and gorgeous women and that monkey that drives a golf cart around for a quarter mile.
Yeah, exactly.
I still have people commenting on the videos asking me when I'm going to start bringing the girls back for the intros.
Right.
And it's kind of like, I don't know if I can do that anymore. Because some of the old ones that I had up, even YouTube took it down. They said this is violating our community guidelines.
Yeah.
But it's like it didn't for the longest time, and now all of a sudden you guys are all prudes. None of them are nude.
I know, and there's flat out porn on YouTube. I mean, 100%.
Yeah, there is.
Hardcore.
What blows my mind? What blows my mind is I started looking at TikTok,
Yeah.
Girls are fucking sluts, man.
Oh, duh.
They on TikTok. You go on TikTok,
Gotta love them.
and it's one after another, after another, after another, and it's like, come on, man, give me some content. This is ridiculous, you know. And I, I
I don't
mean,
need to be watching something that I have to take a pill to enjoy.
I like women, but I got one. I already got one. Show
I
me.
mean, I can see if you popped a couple of Viagra and you got 6 to 12 hours to, waste. Yeah, you go looking for that. But
Well, when you
It's the
stop
same woman, 40 different wigs. We're just honed in, laser focused on the boobs.
yeah,
Don't even.
when you
Yeah.
stop to think about it, though, it actually makes a lot of sense, right? Because when you have a guy that creates content, he's usually working with his hands, right?
Right.
Because people like to watch other people work, and so a man is going to be doing something where he's kind of, in many ways, displaying masculine traits, right? And so, but what does really a woman have? Right. So, I mean, the only thing that she's got that really is the thing that everybody's looking for, especially when they're young, is their appearance. So they're basically displaying their femininity, but that's really all they've got. And
Right.
it's, I don't know, I wouldn't say that they're sluts, but I think what they're doing is
Just exploiting themselves. They're just exploiting themselves.
they're exploiting everybody, really. I mean, but
Right.
when you stop to think about, if you look at the trending videos on YouTube and TikTok and things like that, you're going to see that it's really directed for either people that are adolescents or people that have low IQ. Right.
Right.
And,
Right. And you'll see these chicks. You'll see these chicks on the guitar.
Called the groovy
They'll
factor.
do a lick, part of a solo, and they'll get 250,000 views on. Hey Aiden, how you doing? Tall thin Kev just woke up. They'll do a part of a solo that it's like, I played the whole song. I only got 100 views.
you don't have tits.
Yes.
Oh,
Want to bet?
don't you love that? Man, some of the girls that are playing guitar out there that just, Jesus Christ.
They get all dolled up. They get all
Oh,
dolled
they
up.
do.
Or what are you trying to promote or trying to sell? Are you trying to sell and promote your talent? Or are you trying to promote and sell your sexuality? Because the thumbnail and the way that they're smiling at the camera and their tits are all out, you're selling sexuality to get the views. And then you know the films are going to show up and tell you what a great guitarist you are. And it's a sham.
Well, there was that one girl that started the trend on I think it was TikTok, where she sang "Thunder only happens when it's
Right.
raining."
Yeah.
And she sang the whole song, and she was drinking ocean spray.
Right.
And so it started a trend of people
doing
the ocean spray thing and lip syncing to that song. And it was like, well, at least that girl actually had a voice, and and I went to her actual YouTube page, and she's got tons of music videos. She sings every song you could ever think of, and she's fantastic.
But does she have clothes on?
Barely.
In all the other videos?
Yeah, barely.
Okay.
She's always in that negligee thing with her mic there, sitting on her bed,
Hey, I gotta go get some drugs. I'll be right back.
Okay, get some good ones.
He might not come back. You realize that.
Depending how good they are. Baron, if you don't mind me asking, where are you from?
I'm from Canada, eh?
Hey, hoser, eh? Hey, you owe me $10, eh? I called my lawyer. Oh, you don't remember that? The Great White North.
That's only like $5 American right now.
$10 is $10. Yeah, right.
You know who was great? That goddamn John Candy.
I love John Candy. I love John Candy.
Yeah.
Didn't you hear the moose out front? The moose out front said we're closed.
Met the great outdoors when he was like putting hot dogs outside his car to attract the bears. He's like, I'll get the bears over here. They're at the dump looking at bears.
One of my favorite John Candy movies was Uncle Buck with Dan Aykroyd.
That's actually where I got my avatar. I was at the dump, and that's just a picture of a plain old black bear.
Yeah, I saw your avatar right there change right in the middle of the stream. It's like, I don't know how you people do all this computer shit. I'm dumb when it comes to it. Don't get it.
Them pewters, man.
Computers, I still don't, I definitely don't understand my phone. But yeah, computers, I'm on it 24/7, but yet I don't know how they work.
I have my RSS feed set up on my computer, so I get all the latest updates on Dr. Groovy, Ed Dana, and Willsy's Guitar News. All
Really?
up to date at the moment.
Well,
Wow.
I'll have to start putting out content because I'll get one view. Hey, Evil, I did eat a bowl of jelly beans today, and they're the Easter ones. I did get a bellyache. Jerry from PA, how you doing, buddy? Aiden, how important is sex appeal when you're trying to start a new band? It used to be important to me, but no longer because I have none.
Well, look at me. I mean, I'm still sporting this mane.
You know, talent used to actually count.
Nah.
Nah. That's a myth.
Well, you know, Scott, the Thulse of Doom hair is still in. So
yeah.
Well, Scott,
I've got the world's longest comb over.
I had the long hair and I cut it off, and I started going to the parlor every time Linda went, which is she goes all the time for her hair, right? She's a girl. So I'd go get my hair cut, and I was dropping $20 like every 3 weeks for a haircut. And I was like,
I was dropping the brown
this
acid.
is insane. This is insane because my hair's not even growing. And I don't know how long my hair, it used to grow like real full and fast.
Right.
And it's just not doing it. And
it used to grow from the top of your head down. Now mine just grows from the floor and stays there. I see it every day, man. Just a big old wad on the floor. It's like, how'd I grow that?
Oh man. I just, you know, so I stopped going, and the
I've got a very furry
lady that
bathroom.
was doing my hair, she asked Linda, she goes, how come your husband isn't coming to get his, you know, his haircuts? And she was like, yeah, he just thinks his hair's not growing, and you know, he's kind of worried about it. And whatever. If I go,
Is there a pill for that too?
What?
Is there a pill for that?
Rogaine? I don't know.
Oh. That almost sounds like a boner pill too.
Yeah.
Got to gain a little something.
My hair started thinning years ago, but it's like right up in this fucking area, right?
Right.
So part of me's like, what's going to happen? I'm going to have that fucking Bob Newhart thing going on pretty soon.
Oh yeah.
Oh, if I stick my head down, it's getting thin back here, and it's like, oh my god.
I have to sit there and honestly just with a mirror in the back of the other mirror and comb a little bit over hairspray, comb a little more hairspray. It's like the helmet head look, you know. It's like,
yeah. Well, you know, kind of.
Well, I figured eventually I'll get to wear cool hats.
just like, yeah.
I'll
just buy a bunch of
cool hats. We went through this period where we were watching a lot of Elvis, right? And So she was like, you know, you'd look good with black hair. And I said, well, Elvis was originally blonde, you know. And I said, well, you know, what the fuck? Let me do it. And so I went and I got a container of the black hair dye. And she's like, well, you know, read the instructions. I'm like, I don't need the fucking instructions. I said, all you do is put the shit in, you wash it out, and it's fucking done. Right? So I should have read the instructions. So anyway, so what I do is I put this shit all over the like fucking shampoo. Right? And I don't even pay attention to like it fucking getting all over my forehead and everything like this. Right? Yeah. And I'm like, well, wait, I can't do that and also not have black eyebrows. So I go like that and I get in the now I got this shit up here like that. Right. And I do the same thing to my goatee and my beard, everything.
Yeah.
And then after a couple of minutes, I start seeing that my skin is turning black. So now I'm starting to look like fucking Groucho Marx. Right. And I'm like, oh my God. So
next thing you know, it's buckwheat.
Yeah, well, I rinsed it all off. But then the skin was still black, and I'm like, babe, how am I supposed to take this off? And she's like, well, I told you, you're doing low. I'm like, anyway, how do I take it off? She's like, well, use this micellar water, which didn't work, right? So, but I'm just sitting there scrubbing, and I'm like, fuck it. I don't give a shit anymore. But it was also another mistake because this became worse when it was black because there's a larger contrast between the scalp and everything. So it took about 4 or 5 days for all of the fucking black to leave except for on the hair. And it didn't look bad. If I had thicker hair, it'd be good. You know, but
remember when you shaved your head in a video?
Oh, when I gave myself the mohawk?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, yeah, it doesn't really look good because it's too thin. So then I just shaved the rest off. Yeah.
How'd that work out?
It didn't. But I said, fuck it, you know. And I just remember because I'm like, how am I going to do this mohawk? So I put that radius block. Right.
Yeah.
Put down the side of the radius block.
I remember that.
Yeah.
What radius is your skull, by the way? Was that a 12 or a 16?
What radius?
It's
7.5.
What I don't so much want to know the radius is I want to know the density.
Well, I guess a 12-inch radius would be kind of a flat top.
I want to know the thickness.
Oh shit.
That's what she said.
It's the head profile, right? It's like you got
evil. Why do my whammy springs add reverb to my sound? That's all in your head, dude. You play a Les Paul.
Oh, you got to put toilet paper in between them or put tubing inside of the springs.
Mm-hmm.
I've never had that problem. I don't know.
I get it all the time. I have to stick something inside. I usually put tubing down inside my springs and just cut it to length. And
yeah, there's some springs that are real like flimsy-ish.
Yeah,
and that's even a word. But yeah, when you get the real thick, you know, strong springs and shit, you don't usually get that. But when you get these like real, just like
that's the one thing. Scott has never done a video about how to use the whammy bar because I think he decks everything or isn't a big whammy guy. I've got to. I don't have to, but I like to have a floating tremolo so that I can vibrato a little bit. I like using that.
Right. I've got a couple with, you know, Floyds and stuff on them that nobody ever sees too often. But
I just like the standard Fender, any old the 6 screw or the 2
screw or 2 screws don't matter.
My new one,
you're getting some
the 2-point
trim. 2-point Fulcrum thing.
You know, I was good with the 6 screws on it. I mean, I can make that work, and it would stay in tune and everything. I mean, eventually something is always going to go out of tune. There's so many variables that. But you know, that's why we put a tuner on our pedal board that mutes the guitar and you can tune. That's what those are meant for. I remember being in bands. Nobody owned a tuner. What a nightmare. What a nightmare. You had guys doing harmonics and trying to tune
each other and everything.
A guy over there with a piano hitting a fucking A note, and it's like.
Yeah. So what do you think, Will? Go ahead and tell that guy what you would do with his whammy springs.
Yeah.
Oh, with the whammy springs? Well, I can't see the the side chat because
Okay.
I don't want it to bog down my computer.
Okay,
So
it just says that why do my whammy springs add a reverb type, to a sound? It says it's a friend's guitar he's trying to fix up.
yeah, well, what you had said is pretty much almost going to be what I would have suggested, but there's also another possibility, even though it's unlikely, and that is depending on the types of pickups that are in there, how thin the body is.
Something microphonic going on there.
It can be because you have the springs that, let's say, if they're kind of wiggly and they're moving, well, the pickup can pick it up from behind it too, not just from the top, right?
Yeah.
So there's that possibility, but I think it's unlikely.
I would say that's most likely that they're really cheap ass pickups, and there's a microphonic thing going on picking up that spring sound. Because
yeah, I don't know for sure.
I have never ever had that. Once in a while, I've had like something on a spring. If I dive bombed or something, that a spring would actually come out of the trem block and go ping. But
I gotta get something to show you.
That's rare.
Yeah, I've heard of
maybe he's got too much reverb on his amp.
I got a quick digression here for you guys. Have you ever tried fucking putting a pickup in backwards, like magnet side up, and see what that sounded like? I'm just curious if that's ever been done. Anyone ever got that guitarded to try that?
No, not me.
That would be cool.
I've never done that, but I suspect I know what it would do.
I wondered what it would be like to use the springs in the back of your guitar.
I know it's like
reverb chamber thing like that. This good old axe.
I know what's in the back of that guitar because you showed it. You showed it.
Loads of toilet paper. Packed it full of toilet paper. And I always have a problem with the G string. If you don't have a second string tree up here, always making this noise that keeps on ringing. After you play like a G chord, you'll hear that G string still just ringing up here about 2 octaves above the highest one here. But anyway, what's the name of the company? Reverend. They came out with, let's see if I can get it on here. This. So it covers three strings.
It does all of them. It does all of them.
So it covers the G as well. So that, I love that. Shuts that damn thing right up.
I usually end up taking the string trees off.
I heard Will there had a problem snapping G strings, and then they kicked him out of Hooters.
That's a buckleware.
That there is from trying to spin it around my neck. It took a dive. I lost a few keys up here, and okay. I'm sitting on a bed. That's how I'm able to put that away.
You can't beat those Japanese guitars, man.
I apparently did. I beat it like crazy. Yeah, like I said, all the junk in this is all from American Standard in the 80s. At some point, 88, 89, something like that. All the electronics are, and it's still got the TBX on the tone control and stuff. But it's a 7.5 radius.
I have a old 7.5 radius neck, and I don't have any problem with it either.
And people are always talking about them fretting out. And
no. All right, I'm gonna let you guys handle this one. Aiden Schlafman, this might be a common question, and it is. But with my Gibson SG, my G string always gets out of tune really easily. My guitar has a bone nut. Is there something I can do to stop this problem? Maybe a new nut. No, you do not need a new nut. But I'm going to let these guys tell you what to do, because I'll tell you what I'd do.
What, put that thing on there?
No, I'd get a Stratocaster.
I'll get a Stratocaster. I like those one things. What do you call those, Will? They actually came out with the thing that attaches to your
String butler
yeah, exactly.
that lines them up.
Yeah.
You just got to, Aiden, you just got to get the nut cut in the right direction, heading towards
At an angle.
the tuning peg, and you got to make sure that the string's not binding in there. And then I don't know, put some graphite in there, some Mazola oil. Yeah, but that it is a fixable problem. Glenn Fricker has this thing about, Gibson's just not staying in tune. They just don't do it. They just don't do it. Well, Jimmy Page and Zach Wilde probably would disagree with you, but I don't know. What do I know?
I always tend to cut the nut, like you were saying, just at whatever angle that they're naturally going to go at, so it goes
Towards
in
that
as it's exiting towards the tuners. Yeah, got to give it some.
And the other thing is,
there.
on a Gibson, you got to make sure the nut isn't cut too deep. You don't want the string sitting deep down in the nut. They're supposed to, the top of the string
It's like
is
half of the
actually
string,
not
so
supposed to be down in the nut.
yeah, they ride high up there.
But
You're
what do I
cutting
know about nuts? I'm an old guy.
Directly in that angle, or you're doing like a straight and then you're going in that angle.
Exactly.
Like you're that angle, right? Or straight and then that angle.
The exit of it has to kind of go that way. I mean, I guess you could widen the one side, favoring it to kind of angle that way. But the thing is, if it's cut too deep, it's going to bind. Unless it's just in there really sloppy, which.
But you like just slice it on the angle, and as long as where the strings meeting the fretboard is coming out at the right spot, that's all that matters, eh? I mean, like
exactly.
Back end is going towards your
tuner
machine.
Yeah, exactly correct.
So,
like
I can do this.
Here we go.
So let's say, what the fuck am I doing here? Okay, so let's say that this is like the top of your fretboard. This is really weird doing it like this because I'm moving shit. This is your nut, and then this is going to be your nut slot. And you see how it has a downward angle, but at the very end here, it kind of curves. And if you put that little, because if you just go straight back, it'll work, right? And you won't get that sitar sound or anything. But if you put that little bit of curve at the end, especially if you have something that's like a trim system, like with the fenders, that curve will help stop the binding of that string. Because if it's something that is angular, especially on the strings that are going to be wound, it'll like want to grab it, right? So if you kind of just give that a little bit more of a curve, it'll want to slide a little bit easier.
Yeah.
If you're bending, something Jeff Beck said was, well, the G string will go out of tune after you like use the whammy bar or you bend a note. But if you just fiddle around and bend a little bit, it'll like come back.
It'll come right. But yeah, just give it. That's what I do is anytime I ever would use a whammy, I would just actually grab all the strings, like right here, grab 3 or 4 of them, and then grab these and do that, and I'm ready to play.
I have had
good to go.
I have had to learn to do that, and my guitar now, I don't have that problem, but I have
take care, Bronze Snake.
Having that problem. The one guitar I forgot to tell you about, Scott, that was my main PV guitar when we were talking about PVs the other night. For 20 years, I played a Milestone.
Oh, the PV.
That was no trem on it. It was just a hardtail thing.
Yeah.
But that was my main guitar. And that was the guitar that I used to argue with the Fender guys. They'd go, "Oh, you're playing a PV." And I'm like, "It's better than your guitar." And I still have that guitar, and that thing was that's like a 1984 Milestone. And It's right here. Son of a.
Aiden had also asked it. He asked about that nut.
Right here, and
Oh, there it is.
it had the rail pickups, but it had the same deal with the backing it off and making it single coil and humbucker.
Right.
The only thing with the Milestone is it only had one volume. It had a master volume.
Right.
And then it had the phase switch to throw the pickups out of phase. And 24 frets. So, they were playing on 21 frets. And I'm like, I got 24, bitch. This guitar. And I have found out that all my guitars got this wear mark right here. Even my Taylor, I'm starting to wear because my little finger, and it's like, I've got to cut my fingernail off because it's tearing up my guitar right there.
Right.
And it's where my little finger lays. And that was stupid. But
well, if you only had 21 frets,
you're doing it to this one. It's doing it to this one right there. And it's doing it to my Taylor really bad.
Well, you need to stop playing guitar.
Well, yeah.
All there is to it.
That's
your
probably
problem.
coming. That'll probably happen sooner than I hope.
The guy that was asking about the nut, he was asking, why doesn't Gibson solve that problem when they manufacture their guitars? The thing is, they did fix it. During the time that everybody was bitching about all the guitars, they started coming out with their high-performance guitars and stuff, and they started putting the nice carve on the back of the Les Pauls and doing all that stuff. They actually put on like a titanium nut and stuff that was designed really, really well. And all the cork sniffers got, their panties in a bunch real bad. So that's, they deviated away just a little bit from.
They hated the robo tuners. They hated the robo tuners.
Well, they just hated everything that wasn't what it was in '58. So Gibson did make everything better, but according to the masses, that it's not a real guitar.
They wouldn't buy it.
What's that?
They wouldn't buy it. They
right.
Yeah. Remember when Gibson took all those Firebird guitars and ran over them with a freaking bulldozer?
Yeah, I would have taken a few. I know everybody.
Send me one. I
know
don't care if
like, send me one, but
deal with it.
Yeah, to flat out run over everything that's in them. It's like, okay, they're running over the pickups, all the pots, all the everything. It's like
the bridges, the pots, the pickups, the.
It's like, if they want to destroy their guitar, it's fine. But hell, I know that Gibson has a big thing, like even with Guitar Center and what have you. If there's instead of them sending something back to Gibson, they just like just make sure you just crack the whole damn guitar in half and throw it in the dumpster out back. Yeah, they don't want to deal with it. They're just like, make sure you bust the guitar at the neck and toss it. It's like, how weird is that? It's like, we don't want it back. Just break it. And I'd like to go dumpster diving and grab a bunch of hardware and pickups,
I think
right as they're pouring gasoline in the dumpsters, we're just on fire carrying out Firebirds and SGs.
Do what?
Well, yeah. Well, they're not just gonna throw the guitars in the dumpster. They got to run over it with a steamroller or a bunch.
Yeah.
On it.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Throw a Zippo.
I think I'm going to be hopping on out of here, guys. But nice talking to you, and thanks for letting me join. But
hey, Willie, great to see you.
Oh, holy crap. Good to see you guys. It's just all day, man. My stomach's just been really nauseated, and I'm just like, I think I need to sleep it off.
There you go.
It is
that self. I hope to catch you in here again soon, and my digits have not changed.
Oh, yeah. I have a different phone though, and then so all of my contacts have disappeared. But
okay. I've got your number still though.
Oh, okay, because that number, different phone, so that one has changed.
Oh, duh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but you can send it to me at willseasyguitar@gmail.
Oh, okay.
And then
easy enough.
then I'll get it there. But
okay,
yeah, I'm going to end up popping out of here. And also, I just wanted to remind you of something. Remember when I built a biocaster and we had that conversation and I said that I was working on something?
Oh, holy crap. Yeah.
Yeah, that's from a long time ago. That's from that conversation. Yeah, that was from a long time ago. But
wow.
I'm going to end up hopping out of here, guys. But take care. And I will talk at you later, man.
Peace. All
Take care.
Yeah.
Take care, Doc.
Yeah, no problem. How the hell do I get out of here?
Paulson, Kev, what guitar are you sending back?
There it is.
Kev, what guitar are you sending back, and why are you buying guitars?
Sending a guitar back Monday.
Something he got one in the mail the other day. He just did a brief thing. He posted it and showed the box, and
You always got to appreciate somebody that shows their box.
especially if it's open.
What is a swirly gig? Anybody know?
I don't have one here. Yeah, it's a thing that goes on your mic stand that holds your drink.
Oh, okay.
They don't go out of tune. They keep perfect tune.
Oh, holy shit. Oh, I gotta. Anyway, it's going to be easier for me to tell you this than it is to go grab all the shit and tell you. But I don't know if you've seen, but here on Facebook, somebody posted a photo of a microphone, and attached to it is a capo on the microphone for when you want to sing higher.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Or the two big 2x4s that are have a hinge in the middle of it, so you'd use it. They're like 4 feet long, each of the 2x4s, and got a big like fan belt on the other end, but it's for a piano capo. Now, little gift ideas for all your buddies. Yeah. Hey,
I saw a thing one time. Keith Richards, the Rolling Stones, they were back in Muddy Waters.
Oh, that Keith Richards.
And Keith Richards goes, oh, man, we really enjoyed, playing with you. It was really great. But you're playing all these weird keys, you're playing it like B flat. You're playing. And Muddy Waters goes, why didn't you say something? I had to move the capo up a fret.
Did you hear that?
Richards was like, what?
Richards is kicking the habit of smoking.
Really?
Yeah, he's quitting.
Good luck, Keith.
Yeah. Now it's like, why now? Any damage, for all the time he has left on the earth.
That will probably kill him.
Yeah. Stopping.
That will probably kill him.
Throw him in shock.
Yeah. I want to make a statement to the children.
I saw him do a video.
Yeah.
And he had this old acoustic guitar, and the guy asked him about, him only playing with 5 strings. He goes, yeah, I take the guitar, and he grabs it and he rips the string off, right? And it was this little acoustic guitar. He just rips. I don't know if it's the low E or whatever. He just rips it off.
Right.
His fingers were like big knobs of arthritis knobs, but he could still make a chord.
That was the name of my first band. Arthritis knobs. Yeah.
Knobs.
Arthritis knobs.
Bulbous knobs.
Bulbous knobs.
Anal
spew. Blood.
Angelico, those aren't cheap, Kev. Unless
Arthritis knobs. They're the fastest damn picking band in Indiana.
And
Who was that?
I don't.
Which band? What were you saying, Baron?
I'm not against like real expensive guitars or anything. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. But there's a point where it gets to all you're doing is spending more money. You're not getting any more. Kind of like an Ace Frehley Les Paul.
Right. Yep.
You know, how much is it really worth?
$120.
Or 10,000.
Yeah, it definitely ain't worth that. I wouldn't put more than a $2,500 price tag on those things.
Oh man, I thought those went for like 10 grand.
Yeah, that's what I got mine paid for mine and sold it for. Yeah, 10 grand. A whole bunch of my different Kiss guitars were 10 grand that I sold them for or bought them for. Even the Kramer, the late the Kramer axe bases, those were 10 grand, and the Kramer 6-string guitars from back in the day, they made 25 of those.
What'd you do with all that money? What'd you do with all that money?
Oh, I bought
drums.
I bought drums and bought Mexican Fenders.
There's nothing wrong with Mexican Fenders.
Oh, I have all my Fenders except for a couple Japanese ones. I've got one American Fender. No, I got 2 American Fenders, but I'm getting ready to sell my expensive one.
Do you still have a Strat Plus?
Yes. Yeah. And
I'm keeping mine. And
it
coincidentally is a 1994 Strat Plus, just like my Fender Mexico's 94, the year the factory burnt down. So they're both 1994. I don't know how that happened. It was just coincidence. But do you know who Randy Schartiger is, Scott?
Who, me? No.
Okay, he's a luthier from West Virginia, and he said he would refret my Fender for me. I could refret it myself, but I just don't want to.
My guy just died. He did this guitar, so it's got brand new frets on it, ready to roll. He's done it since I was a teenager, and he did this, and then like 3 months after doing this, he died.
Oh man,
So
sorry about that.
this guitar is good to go for the rest of the time that it will be above ground.
Are you going to get cremated or buried?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna burn this thing up.
So it'll be ashes. Yeah, me too.
It'll be ashes. Yeah, ashes and fret wire. I know that's sad to say for some people, but yeah.
He didn't find me on Facebook. He found me on Yahoo. He sent me a Yahoo thing. We're gonna wrap this up pretty soon because I know Scott's got videos to make.
Oh, hang on just a second.
Scott's got a bunch of more. He's got 4 more hours of questions to answer on video.
Wait a minute, Scott's not.
No, Mrs. Eddington Braun Snake was telling me that it's snowing outside like a son of a gun. And she hates the snow. She's in there pounding on her bass guitar like always. She's grinding it out, man.
Oh, look at that sucker.
Oh, that's a beauty. Man, oh, that's sparkly. I heard they put real gold. I heard they put real gold in that paint.
They might have for this price.
Didn't you answer a question today where they put real silver in the silver metal flake?
Right.
Now, do you got the lace sensors double golds in there?
Those are gold in them there hills.
So here's the big deal about this one.
Custom shop. Oh, man.
Yeah. So it's got silver. Lace is silver, blue.
I'll give you 250.
250. So this one is the first one I'm selling off. And then I'm keeping my other Strat Plus, which is the kind of gray into a lighter gray, you know.
Are you gonna? You said you're gonna do like YouTube videos. It's gonna be like an auction, or?
No, I'm just going to actually, show the things and
Ask a price.
yeah, show the COA and all that kind of crap and tear them apart like on Trogley's Guitar Show, and offer them up to people on YouTube first, see if I get any bites that way, because I don't want to have to claim any money as far as selling too much worth on Reverb or on eBay and so forth, because me and the tax man, we don't want to meet.
We don't want to collide. We don't want to collide.
You guys
Yeah,
spread
so-
it several
What's that,
outlets.
Baron? What's that, Baron?
You guys spread it out a little bit of Reverb, a little bit of eBay, a little
Yeah.
Craigslist.
Yeah, I just sold my entire coin collection, and so that took a big hunk of what I'm allowed to make on eBay for the year. So I have to watch that I don't go over 20 grand in sales. Otherwise, that's what eBay's line is 200 items and 20 grand worth of sales. Then they'll send you the tax forms and stuff. But up to that point, it's up to you whether you want to claim it or not. But Reverb is $600.
Right. That's the standard on it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Even if you're working for somebody subcontracting, after $600, they got to give you a 1099.
Yeah. So they haven't called that yet on eBay somehow.
We used to there were a couple venues that we played that gave us tax papers every year. So I felt comfortable writing off our expenditures. But for the last couple of years, we have not either played those venues or nobody has given us like a tax form. And I actually this last year bought more stuff than normal and didn't claim any of it because I didn't want to have to claim what we made.
Right.
So it's all a washout.
Yeah.
And my accountant was like, "Are you sure you don't want to claim any of that stuff?" And I'm like, "No, it's okay. Just whatever. You do it the way." So I ended up owing the feds $90. So okay.
I got to make sure this is in tune for the podcast. I haven't touched this thing in so long. I'm surprised that it's actually there, except for one string.
Has it got elixirs on it?
Yes.
Elixirs?
As soon as any guitar comes in, that's the first thing I do.
We were having trouble for several months. We could not find any elixir bass strings. Nobody had them.
Wow. I got them all.
Sweetwater didn't have them. Nobody had them.
I still got the polywebs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
when they used to make.
You can't find them.
No, those don't exist anymore. I have a stash. This is going to be sounding weird. Yeah, something coming out of my mouth sounding weird. But I actually still to this day hunt almost on a daily basis for the old polywebs that actually are made in 1998. They have the original packaging that was all had this foil stuff and everything on the front of the packaging, and there's no missing that. But I actually hunt down people that still have those that are selling them in their original boxes and everything, and just keep them around for, I don't know why, that's my own collection and nobody will ever want them, but at least I do have some polyweb bass strings from way back when that I actually do put on instruments. But yeah, I've probably got a couple hundred sets of strings from 1998 when they first came out. They're all stacked out in the garage and big long with those windy things, you put all the strings in there, all your packs of strings. But for some reason I collect those. Go figure. You want to see a weird one, Dana? Mr. Edward Dana. is on here. You see this mini switch?
Yep.
All that does is take this, and it's a three-way switch. One position, it turns on that pickup.
That's a humbucker.
In the middle, it's a humbucker, and then it's that pickup.
Wow.
So it's one coil, two coils, one coil.
That was from Fender?
Yeah.
Oh, my.
So depending on,
Fender innovation.
Yeah, so if it doesn't quite sound stratty enough where the pickup is located at, you could pick this slight change in position for the next coil and decide which one of those you like. And then, of course, the humbucker is always helpful for when you want a humbucker. So you find out which one of those two coils you like to use in configuration, whatever comes closest to a regular Strat sound. But it's neat. I don't want to get rid of it, but it's time. So that'll be a $5,000.
I have trouble giving up stuff.
Oh, me too. Except for when it's time to buy all new stuff.
Yeah, well, that's always nice. That's fun.
Yeah, then you look back and go, man, all the shit, groovy shit that I had, I never played any of it, but sure looked good on the wall.
Well, the thing was, had you like monetized your videos back then, it probably would have been a different outcome.
Yeah.
Who knows how much? You'll never know how much, but it could have been a different outcome.
Yeah. Yeah, I was always trying to do the thing where I said I never would monetize it. I'm not ever going to make a dime from this because I don't. It was some kind of a stance I was taking. It's like, right. I don't need to do this shit. It's like, but then my stepson, my grandson, I should say, he's like, oh, it's real easy to do it. And he's like, you want to do it? It's like, sure. And it wasn't probably 30 seconds later, everything was monetized across the channel. It's like, boom, there you go. I had no idea how to do it anyway. We got something on the side. I know somebody's talking to me. Scott has, you had some wicked PS10s, the Paul Stanley models. You had one that was almost a deep gray flake. Yeah. Yeah, I had so many of those Ibanez PS10s, the Paul Stanley models. And then I made sure I got one of every single year, starting from 1978 on. And expensive some bitches. A lot of them were autographed, and then I had the cracked error ones and so forth. And it was a few years ago they put out Paul Stanley and Ibanez released like 10 different new models of those. It's like there's the PS10, but then there's the PS120 and the PS whatever, and 8 more different versions or 8 more colors of the mirror stuff. We're going to do a purple color, a gold color. We're going to do one covered with rhinestones. We're going to do, and they put all this shit out, and I went ahead and said, screw it. I was going to be all in on all the Paul Stanley guitars, and then they did that. It's like, well, that kind of fucked the value possibly of all the guitars that I had collected. And it's like either that or collect all the others as well. It's like I'm not sinking it all into, another 30, 40 grand just because they released them all that year. It's like that's the time I sold all mine and said, I'm out. It's like if those Kiss guys ain't gonna fucking die, I'm gonna sell my Kiss collection. I was waiting on them to die, but they didn't do it.
I wonder what guitars Kiss played on the very first album, what they were using.
Ace Frehley was using a Ovation Breadwinner with the DiMarzio.
No.
Yeah, with DiMarzio Super Distortion pickups he put in it. Paul Stanley was playing a Les Paul. Gene Simmons was playing at that time a bass that he and Paul had both had made by guy that lived there in New York, where they're from, and he went to the Gibson Ripper shortly after, though. So that's what they played on like the first couple albums, and then Gibson stepped in and started giving them guitars, and Gene stuck with the Gibson Ripper, Ace stuck with the Les Paul, but Paul Stanley was all over the place with S1, all the Norland year stuff, the S1s, the Marauders, the L6S, and all that kind of stuff. He's like, all my guitars were thin sounding. It's like, well, everything you chose had single coils in it or what have you. And then finally Gibson stepped in and said, we're going to give you all of the Marauders that are factory seconds, and those are the ones you can go ahead and smash on stage. So they would take boxes and boxes, and they stayed in cardboard boxes of those Gibson Marauders. They were on a truck, and they'd haul, a few in from backstage, and he'd take those and just, somebody would just hand him one. It wouldn't be in tune or anything, and he'd walk back there and grab one and take it out there and smash it and throw the pieces out in the audience. And so yeah, Gibson has always been really
hot,
weird,
hotter than hell.
Yeah, album number 2. So they were still playing basically the same instruments then as well. Let's see. You know that West Tone guitars have DiMarzio pickup? Yes, they do. I'm reading the side thing.
Yeah.
I know Bumble's Bounce. I don't know about Silver.
I remember West Tone.
$25 an ounce. Yeah, I was watching the silver prices, and I did pretty good on. Well, I can't say I did great on selling my coin collection. It was all strictly just silver stuff. Never got into the gold because it didn't take up as much room. I like stuff that takes up a whole bunch of room. Again, let's see. Yeah, there it is. The guy had it. The LeBeau bass guitar. Yep, you are correct, 100%. Oh yeah, and Paul's Flying V. Yeah. Everybody thought he was playing a Gibson. It's like, no. Wow, somebody knows their stuff.
How did Ace make smoke come out of his guitar?
After the smoke bomb failed, because he used to put smoke bombs back in the back. I used to try that on some guitars that were worth a lot. I was cramming them in the back of a 61 Les Paul that was shaped like an SG. Remember those?
Yeah.
Okay, so I was opening up the back and cramming smoke bombs back there and lighting them, and it would just shoot fire out the back of the guitar. It would never come out the pickup cavities, but they ended up putting some kind of configuration with a little compressor and everything inside the guitar. It went through a few different phases because one of them just kept burning the inside of the guitar. He had 2 pickups or fake in the middle. That whole housing underneath the fake pickups was used to have the little fog machine inside there. But he would actually just take his pick and poke the neck pickup, which was actually just a piece of paper, poke that, and that would let the smoke come out of it. And
there's actually
the bridge pickup.
There is one Les Paul that I would like to have. It is an Epiphone that is a gold top with one pickup, the bridge pickup, and I forget the signature model. But it's one pickup, gold top. It is a stunning looking guitar. I love the way that guitar looks.
I know that guitar, yes.
Don't know how it plays, but I love the way that Les Paul looks. That is just a beautiful freaking guitar.
This person says, why Kiss? Just a third-rate Slade. Slade hasn't made $8 million like, or $80 million like Gene has.
Kiss had the biggest attendance at a concert at like Rio de Janeiro or someplace. It was insane.
Yeah.
That there were like murders, and
Yeah.
it was insane.
Yeah. Yeah. See,
Slade was just a third-rate Bay City Rollers.
yeah. See, the first 3 records and Live were fun. Yeah, that's what everything was that I think everybody that is a Kiss fan loved the first 3 albums and the Live album. And that's about as far.
I gotta tell you, man, I got hooked on Dynasty. And I got hooked on that do 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 do
sure know something.
do 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 do. I got hooked on that bass riff. I sat in my bedroom and figured out that bass riff, and I thought,
Paul Stanley played that on the
record. Man.
Paul Stanley played that on the record.
And the da 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 da.
I was made for loving you, yeah.
Made for loving you, baby.
Yeah.
Paul
played the bass on that song.
Dynasty album. I thought the Dynasty album was good.
Yeah.
And I never knew 2000 Man was like, that was like a Stones.
Yeah. Don't sound anything like it, but yeah.
Yeah. And then the other day, I told you maybe I didn't. I'm driving in my car.
I'm driving in my car.
Yeah, on the radio. Comes Argent. God made rock and roll.
Yeah.
And I couldn't remember who did it. And I'm thinking, who is this? Because the DJ didn't say, or I didn't hear it. I didn't hear him say that it was Argent. I didn't
talk about the Elder.
I couldn't remember. So I come home and I get on YouTube and I type in God made rock and roll. And 50 videos come up Kiss. And I'm like, no! No. So finally I found it. I found Argent. But Kiss covered it. They did a decent job at it. They covered it. And I was like, oh my God, you know. But then I'm thinking in my head, I know Mott the Hoople covered this. They didn't. Mott the Hoople never covered it. I cannot find Mott the Hoople doing God Did Rock and Roll.
Yeah, I don't have an amp in here.
I'm surprised you know that off the top of your head. I've been up and down, I've been all around. I was hypnotized, almost. Yep.
Yeah, all that stuff is ingrained in my head. It's useless, but I know it. Let's see, the Elder. Yeah, the Elder album. Yeah, that was their least selling album, and I love that thing. Scott, did you hold onto that Crook Paisley? Oh, yeah. That's such a cool guitar. Do you know about the Crook guitars?
No.
Yeah. They make them for Brad Paisley as their main claim to fame, is making guitars for him. But like every guitar they make is a Paisley finish. And I ended up with, and I actually gouged mine out with a, not a Dremel, but a Roto Zip. And gouged out the middle of it for a third pickup. It's such an expensive guitar. And just like my Martin guitar, you know, with the saw, I just went after this guitar too and just cut a hole in the middle of it and threw another pickup in there. Let me put this guitar away and grab that. I know you're getting ready.
Let me ask you. Okay, I'll wait till you get back. I'll wait till you get back.
See if Karen comes awake.
Man, who could take a brand new guitar and just start routing it out and modifying it? That's freedom, man. That's guitar freedom.
Yeah. Or lack of awareness.
Jesus. You can't take it with you, bro. You know?
Yeah, no.
Let somebody else sell them. That's what I say.
Exactly. You might come up with something cool. Okay, here we go.
Look at that paisley.
Yep.
Oh, I even put the Paul Stanley
Yep.
tailpiece on this, but see, I put a lace sensor, of course, in the middle, but the other two pickups are original.
You're a madman.
So it's actually kind of a Firebird meets a Telly. So they called it.
Well, that looks like the one. That looks like the ones Gibson ran over.
Yeah. So I decorated it a bit and made it kind of funky, but here's the it's
Crook. Where are they out of?
they're going to have to tell me where they're out of down in the comments.
Do you remember the Electra guitars, the MPCs?
Oh, definitely, for sure. Oh, somebody asked if I had a cousin that was in Molly Hatchet. Yes, Dwayne Rowland. He's dead. But yeah.
Or your cousin played Molly Hatchet?
Yeah.
What's that singer's name?
Danny Joe Brown.
Yeah, he looks like an axe murderer.
Oh, people told me that about myself.
He looks like an axe murderer.
Say I have pedophilic axe murderer eyeballs.
What the greatest frickin' Southern rock songs is "Flirting with Disaster."
Oh,
I
you bet.
love that song, and I love their version of "Dreams." I hated the Allman Brothers version. Yeah, I love Molly Hatchet's version of that. What was their lead guitar player's name? Denny Carlisi? I like when they get the
Yeah.
You need to do a lesson on that.
Yeah, sure.
On that riff.
I know every Molly Hatchet riff, of course, I think.
Danny Joe Brown. I think that
Dwayne Rowland.
Yeah, Danny Joe Brown. I think that guy lifted weights.
Oh, sure, with his teeth.
With his dick.
Probably.
I mean, he had some guns, man. He'd come out there and he'd had that microphone in his big old arms.
Oh, the guy, yeah, he was just saying about the Crook guitar down here. It was a Firebird shape. Yeah, but you're right. But they did call it the Telly Bird. And the cool thing about this is I also put on, let's see if we can see it here. There you go. The Babbitt's Bridge. Those are so flipping cool. I would put those on every guitar ever made. That's just the best bridge I've ever seen and ever had.
It looks very tunematic.
Oh, it is beyond that.
That's wild.
Yeah. But they're, so intonatable, of course, but just everything about them is amazingly, stupidly beautiful. Just they're over engineered, but that's fine. It does everything and then some. Except it don't whammy. I wonder, has anybody ever made a whammy for a Telly? An actual Telly bridge, I should say, but whammies.
I've never. I don't recall. I think I may have seen a Telly with like maybe a big speed type of thing on it, or
right.
Maybe
they did those. Yeah.
That doesn't sound
like the B benders. There's the B benders, but
Tammy bar. I don't like that.
What's
I
that?
don't like that Tammy bar.
Ah, there you go. Yeah.
Oh, Tammy. It's like it's Tammy. Why is Tammy?
What about the tetanus caster? I vaguely
Oh.
remember something about the tetanus caster.
Oh yeah, that's my one. That it's pretty much an offset telly that has a bunch of barbed wire in it, and God, I've got barbed wire in the headstock where I cut the headstock out inside of it. So it's. Let me see. I'll grab it real quick, just because I can. I know where it's at. It's the most unique guitar in the world. I know that.
That thing looks raunchy.
Doesn't it? When I got this thing, it was brand spanking new. I even got the grommets on the edge, but
I want to see you dig that. I want to see you dig that.
There's where the strings go through. Back there somewhere. Yeah.
I'd get bruises just picking it up.
Well, the chain came from a combine. And that weighs about 15 pounds on its own. They're screwed directly into the guitar with a big
Hey, the Eddie Van Halen strap lock.
Yes. And here you go.
Oh my God.
So how's that?
You did that?
Yeah.
How come you don't work? How come you don't work in the design department at R&D at Gibson or something?
I know. I went ahead and aged everything myself using acid. I was on acid.
For you, Scott. There's a business for you, Scott. Dr. Groovy Customs. Send me your guitar. I'll customize it.
I'll fudge it up.
You won't recognize it when you get it back.
And
Dr. Kick-Ass Groovy Customs.
And do you know what I did on this strap just to make it even worse than it already looks? I put a little tiny pad on there and look what it says. Esteban.
Ebenezer.
Yep.
That's how I found the guitars on eBay.
Such a class.
I don't know. Hey, Mark Tanner, how you doing? I don't know if that's a sense of humor or a morbid.
Yeah, that's something. Hey, Mark. Let's see. What do we? Fender Ultralux. Tully has 2 humbuckers and a Floyd Rose. Oh man, you're gonna. God damn it! Hang on.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go.
If he's going to talk about that, I got to show you one thing.
One more thing.
This is where it gets good.
Hey, this is good content here. You guys got to start throwing some super chats. Because when we get Scott live, that's the whole point. We're going to get Scott going here.
Drum roll, please.
I usually don't do 4-hour live streams.
We're going for a Joe Rogan length stream.
Joe Rogan, yeah. Well, that's a real nice telly, all except for that stuff.
So yeah, that's actually a stock lay sensor. Then you got the DiMarzio that's stock. Everything's stock on it.
Wait,
Then
it came that way
yeah,
from Fender?
yeah. 24 frets. Look
When,
at the foot
when did
markers.
they make? When the hell did they make something like that with shark inlays? What?
Are you ready?
The money shot.
You got to be kidding me!
Heavy metal.
Exactly. Heavy metal telly.
Heavy, really? And how many of those did they sell?
How many they sell or how many they make?
All right, how many did they make?
I have no idea.
One.
I've had about 10 of these.
Really?
And I own this 2 or 3 times.
Play some heavy metal.
There you go.
Come on, I want to hear eruption or erection, either one.
Yeah, grab some of that Cialis for that.
That's all I got to do. Yeah, but I thought that Mark would enjoy seeing this guitar. But it's got a great top on it.
If you don't mind me asking, what would you estimate the value of that guitar?
Each time I've bought it back, it's been $2,500.
Damn.
But
Is that custom shop? Is that custom shop?
No, it's Japan.
Oh, Japan. Oh,
yeah. Another thing they thought up when Fender was closed in the USA. You know.
So that's 80s?
Yeah.
Or 90s?
Oh, let's see. Oh, it's so dim in here.
If it has an E, it's 80s.
Right. Yeah, it's an E.
Really?
I can't see the number after that. I'm blind too much.
Okay.
E6. E6.
So yeah, Fender wasn't making guitars in when?
Until from 84 to 87, I think.
All right.
Somewhere in there.
So that's why you had all those 84 and 85 Japanese guitars.
Yeah.
86 Japanese guitars.
Yeah, I ended up.
And Leo was basically responsible for that anyway, right?
Oh, thanks, Mark. I'm glad you like the axe, man. It's like way cool. I did have one with the double humbuckers that came out of Korea back in the day. Had 24 frets and 2 humbuckers. I don't remember if it had a Floyd on it or not, but yeah, Fender was making stuff in Korea. They're making them again, but they're throwing them out of Indonesia, I believe, instead of Korea this time.
I actually, when I was working in the guitar store, a guy came in, a crackhead, with a guitar case, and he had a Fender Tele made in Korea. It was just a black Telecaster, standard regular Telecaster made in Korea, and it had like mother of pearl dots.
Yeah.
And he wanted to sell it to the guy behind the counter, and I was giving lessons, and I had a little young fella with me. I was giving a lesson to, and he was playing an AXL piece of shit guitar.
Right, I remember that stuff. Yeah.
Something. It was terrible.
Yeah, I remember this.
And the guy behind the counter goes, "I'm not buying guitars. I don't want your fucking guitar." And the guy goes, "Give me $50."
Oh hell.
The guy goes, "No, I'm not. I want you out of the store." I grabbed the kid's dad. The little kid, his name was Brett. His dad was named Merle. I said, "Merle, come here. Buy Brett this guitar right now, $50.
Right.
Buy him this guitar." He goes, "Why?" I go, "Just buy him this guitar. Buy him this guitar now." He goes, "All right." And I go to the dude, I go, you want $50? He goes, "Yeah." And it was in a hard shell case.
Dude.
And he goes, "Hey, just give me $50, man." And I'm sure I know it was probably stolen. I don't
Of
know.
course.
I don't care at this point, right? We're in a music store. The guy brought it in. Merle pulled out $50, gave it to the guy, and gave it to that kid. And this little kid on that Telecaster, this kid took off. And these people were real religious. They were into praise music.
Right.
And Brett was learning praise songs. And I don't know, he's probably close to 20 years old now, because that was 12 years ago. He was like 9, 10 years old at the time. So, you know, I wonder if I know where they live. I could go find out. I worked on their house, but he got that guitar, a Korean made Telecaster for 50 freaking bucks. And I would have bought it for myself, but at the time I hated the guitar that kid was playing. I hated it.
Oh yeah.
I was just so disgusted with that thing he was playing. When I saw that, I said, Merle, buy this for Brett. Buy it for him. And he was like, are you sure? I go, I'm telling you, buy it. And he bought it.
I remember those AXL guitars, man.
You know,
It
Ed,
was also an off-brand made by Ovation. It was like Applause's. Actually, the Ovation Applause had a sub-series of electric guitars called GTX, and they were all
I remember those.
funny painted and weird pointy headstocks as well. And
These ones had they looked like rotted swamp wood. They were called the swamp something.
Yeah.
I did not like it. I did not
Right.
like it. And this little kid, he thought it was cool. And they got, it was probably under $200 new when he bought it. They weren't very expensive. But when he got that telly, then, listen to this, then a PV Predator came in, American USA PV Predator.
Right.
And it was selling for $100.
Right.
And it was a fire engine red Stratocaster. I got him to buy that for that kid. So he got that PV USA. And that was the thing to his dad. I go, look, it's made in the USA. And he was like,
Right.
oh, all right, I'll buy it. And
Yeah.
he bought him that Predator. So he bought him that Predator, and he bought him that Korean Telecaster, black Telecaster. So that kid ended up with two good little guitars out for $150.
Man. Yeah, the Predators were such sleepers, I think, probably until I told people to go get them. It was all the PVs went up like right then.
Yeah.
I put out a video about the T60s and the T40 bass, and then the Predators, and I had a shitload of PVs in the house at the time.
Yep.
And you know, I actually made a difference at that particular point, so it mattered. And they just went through the roof. And so Mark over here is talking about he saw one of these tellies like this, a reverb listing in Australia, which would amount to about, what was it? I know it said $520 US dollars for listing on Reverb, a black one.
Better buy it.
Oh yeah. Amazing guitar. It really is.
Scott.
Yes, sir.
I hate to pull the plug, but it's like,
hey,
it's almost 2:30.
Yeah, you can't do this all the time.
When we get, well, I can, but you know, only for, it's almost 4 hours. And besides that, we want to build up to the good thing. We get Duncan going, we get this thing going, and it's going to be a different, more structured type of format. So you people,
Sure.
you need to look at that, and you'll be able to ask Scott things and pick his brain a little bit and get to see some of his stuff. And yeah.
Do you want me to make a video and toss folks onto your current me videos?
That's totally up to you.
It doesn't matter to me.
That's totally up to you. I'm fine. Whatever you want to do.
There's Linda.
Here comes Mama. You okay?
Hey, Mamacita.
You're going where? To bed? Holy crap.
You
It
too.
must be late.
Tell her
It
you're on
must
your
be
way. Tell her you're on your way too.
late. Yep.
Okay, buddy, I'll let you get out of here, and I'll put the bug in people's ears that the live stream will be coming, and I won't, because we don't know how yet or anything myself anyway.
Well, he's got it pretty much worked out, so it'll be forthright. It won't be long.
Yeah.
But
I'll just tell them to expect such a thing, soon.
make sure to check your emails so that you can see what Duncan is doing, and he'll
Okay.
get you going.
Most definitely, buddy.
Scott, love you, bro. Everybody, Gil, Mark Tanner, Talton, Kev, everybody that Hanoi Bond, everybody that was in, Alex, everybody, just glad to see you, glad to have you.
Yeah.
More to come. It'll only get better.
Of course. I'm not going to stop until I've dragged every guitar off the wall.
All right.
Okay, you guys all take care of your bad selves. This is always fun. So, all right, Captain. Later.
Right. Hey, it's just me here. What's going on, guys? Hey, are we still live? I'm stuck here. What's going on? There's no way out of here. All right. Got any questions from anybody here? We got some behind the scenes action right now. Guess I'll go maybe grab a guitar here. Give me 1 second. Do we have any more doctors in the house?